The draft.
I'll let you take the lead. I'll let you take the lead.
We're
We're
live.
I think honestly, the draft, the allegations, Trinity, all of those things are
I'm in a
like,
good mood. I don't want to start with the allegations, so let's start with the draft. But yeah, we'll go there.
I mean, we just,
Trinity.
yeah, I think Trinity falls into that draft day situation.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talked about Jay White and how it feels over there with him being the hottest free agent. Last week we literally just discussed how Mercedes didn't impact, no pun intended, what Trinity was doing, and here we are. I know it was corny.
Okay, nah, go for it.
I need a loser game show host sound. So yeah, let's start with the draft. Do you have the draft stuff pulled up, or do I need to pull that up real quick?
Yeah, pull up the images. Share the screen, or we can definitely show what. But I do have some notes here. So the first pick. So as we know, do you want to drop the music first, or
Yeah,
we
let's yeah,
going straight into it?
let's let everybody know that we're about to get into this a little bit of doggy style. In three, two, one. It's simple. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Item Most High, the Trent Rolla Ayatollah. I'm here with my tag team partner, CT, aka Chidi Bang.
Was
What's going on,
good.
brother?
And we are the Underground of Professional Wrestling Podcast. We are the Underground Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, bringing to you live the week that was in professional wrestling. Now, if y'all support us, please like the video, please subscribe, and definitely go on Twitter if you guys have a Twitter. We are RW Podcast One over there. You can put that in the drop on the or the ticker. Reasonable Wrestling Podcast on IG and TikTok. We'll be dropping clips on our takes on those platforms as well. You guys like a little bit, and here on YouTube as well. And if you're here with us on SoundCloud, iTunes, anywhere we get our audio podcast, thank you for listening. Follow us, and we will very much appreciate that. But definitely hit the like button, follow, subscribe, do all that good shit if you support your boys. But here, like I said, we're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. Yo, yesterday was draft day. It's been draft week in NFL and WWE. I think obviously they aligned it for purpose. So it's been an exciting end of the week for me. I'm a big NFL fan, um, so I can pay attention to the draft. But we have the WWE
Yeah, hold on,
draft.
stop. You're not a big NFL fan because of the draft. You're a big NFL fan because your team got Aaron Rodgers. So
I've been a big NFL fan for years before Aaron Rodgers came to Gotham City. But it's true. We got one of the greatest of all times, possibly the greatest thrower of the football of all time. Is on my team. So, yeah, as I told you, we up. The Jets are up, and we stuck. We ain't going back to the basement anymore. Listen, man, this is gonna be an interesting season for the Jets. So I'm looking forward to that. We saw the draft picks, got an edge, you got a little tight end, we got all different types of pieces now. So but it's ain't about the Jets. We can get to that in a moment. The WWE had their draft, which to
Mm.
me, I believe is listen, I'm gonna talk about from my own opinion because I know business, logic, there's reasons why. But we if to talk about the draft official, we got to go back to Monday, and we got to talk about the World Heavyweight Championship being debuted. So this will be a championship. Let's get an image of that because
Do you have an image of that? I don't have an
I
image
can
of
grab one.
Go
But
ahead, brother.
there's a new World Heavyweight Championship image. Let me grab that,
Okay.
and that will be exclusively on Raw because Roman Reigns on Friday was drafted to SmackDown, which means he'll take the WWE United States WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship
Championship. Yep.
to SmackDown, keep it on SmackDown.
Yep.
So that means by default there's going to be a tournament or some type of match to crown a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
That is
Um,
correct.
so on Raw, they had the first draft pick. Roman goes to SmackDown, and Cody goes to Raw. Off the bat, no changes on the draft so far. Nothing shook up. But to me, this is not what I wanted. I wanted Cody and Roman on the same roster. I do think that the World Heavyweight Championship is kind of, if you're not a casual fan, it is going to be looked at as a consolation prize to some extent. But I think as long as they have great matches and it builds prestige, we will forget about that in due time.
Well, I wanna, and I don't wanna. I know last week I was really heavy on. I don't feel like I let you finish a lot of your points, and
No, go ahead.
But that's exactly how we felt about the Universal Championship, right? Like, and I want us to take a pause back because when it was, the WWE Championship, right? When it was just the WWE Championship, and they introduced the Universal Championship, everybody was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like what? And it's not just off the presentation of the title.
The name, everything.
It was based off of exactly your sentiments of what you feel right now. The lineage, who's gonna hold it? Why can't nobody be Brock Lesnar? Like I think that was the point of the time. Like you know what I'm saying? It was the same thing. Like why can't nobody be Brock Lesnar for the title? That's so prestige. And when the Universal title came, a lot of people was like, "Man, this is trash." Once you got Seth and Finn as the finals, right? When you saw those triple threat matches, and Finn beat Roman in that joint or whatever the case may be, and Seth beat John Cena, it was a lot, and it was like, okay, if it's gonna be this, then we'll rock with it. Over the course of time, the Universal Championship was that consolation secondary title, right? Until who held it that made it matter? Seth, right? Seth held it. That really made it matter. You know what I'm saying? Because Finn was the first champion. Got hurt. We had to do the whole title thing again. When Kevin Owens had the championship, it didn't mean much. You know what I'm saying? When Roman had the title, he had to relinquish it. It didn't mean much. When Brock held it, he was off TV. So the title in this lineage of the Universal Championship didn't mean anything until Seth. Because then after that, we look at it. Bray had it, didn't mean much. Braun had it, didn't mean much. Goldberg had it, didn't mean much. So that Universal Championship, essentially, of how you feel about this World Heavyweight Championship, is what we've been living through for the past 6 years or so. You know what I mean? So with this World Heavyweight Championship, with the new GM, right, the new play caller, the new man in the seat, I think we can give it a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt ever being a new Workers Championship. I can say that. I will say that and leave it to that and let you go with it.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be clear. I'm not opposed getting another. Actually, I am.
You
I am
are.
opposed getting another.
You are. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I am. I'm a person who prefers to be one guy on top. And I think that putting Roman on SmackDown with the WWE Universal Championship, he's approaching 1,000 days. All the stuff that's going on with that championship right now, it just feels like the person who wins the World Heavyweight Championship at this time right now. I feel like the person who wins that, you guys couldn't beat Roman. There's no way you guys had a shot. And it feels like, all right, so you guys can take this, and this is a consolation prize. I sent it in the group chat. People said that's the here nigga damn like championship, because it's like, all right, let me get you guys something, because you guys have been starving for a championship, world championship for a minute, and he's been holding it hostage, But I think it takes away from.
I'm sorry. Can we say holding it hostage?
I feel like Roman has been holding the hostage, but I don't think it's a bad thing to say that. I think that, as just for a figure of speech, like I think that he's been obviously starving the main the heavyweight champ, the main event scene
for
in
a year.
WWE
For a year, because he unified it.
A year ago.
He unified it at 38. So I mean, and that's why I'm asking. has Roman done anything that we haven't necessarily seen previously before?
Yeah, he's held the championship for 900 days, like not almost 1,000 days. I
Well,
mean, so
I'm saying if the titles weren't combined, I'm just saying if the and that's my thing. If the titles weren't combined, what will you say he's held the main event hostage? Yes, but we've seen the main event be held hostage before. I think that's
okay.
the macro that I want to have contextually, because I think holding a championship off of 1,000 days is yes, but we also have to remember there's a combination of days that they grouped in there previous. He was already Universal Champion since last SummerSlam of 2020 when he won the WWE Championship in 38. He damn near was halfway through this 900 whatever reign as Universal Champion. So he only held up one title for a whole year. So
Okay.
that I think that's where I kind of like, and I know we don't want to get bogged down here or anything like that, but when I'm asking this question, he's defended it. It isn't like he's not on TV every week, right? And then I don't think that does anything for the title, but he's defended it. He has good feuds. There is stuff left on the table. There's meat left still on the bone, but that's my thing. There's so many people left for Roman to like tap into. That means niggas got to lose in order for us to get to those other matches. It got to be Roman got to definitively beat Cody. Roman definitively got to beat Shinsuke. Roman definitively got to beat Seth. Like there's still meat on the bone if you want that one title, like you say, cream of the crop shit that we talked about previously in the show. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's just my preference, and like I get you got to have multiple championships on one for each show. People like it that way. Each champion, there's a bigger roster, but I don't know. Wrestling just always felt more important when there's one man on top to me, you know. So when I now got to say, oh yeah, Roman got this title and Seth got that title or Cody got that title, when or even just watching the shows, it feels like all right from somebody who's knowledgeable. It's okay. This is a consolation prize. From somebody who's not knowledgeable, it's like why are there two championships? We should maybe have the two
It's
best guys face each other.
two shows. If you're not, and that's what I'm saying. If you're not knowledgeable, right? If you're not knowledgeable, I think you can follow the concept. There's a champion on Raw and there's a champion on SmackDown. For us being knowledgeable, we're like it's not a lot of separation between the two rosters where one champion can't be on both shows. So that's the differentiation between the two. Now, this is my thing again. If there is the cream of the crop, is Roman the cream of the crop, or are you tired of Roman being at the top because you want to see other people with the championship that can do something?
I think that Cody has gotten to the point where he should have won at WrestleMania. I think that's what it was. I think that Cody is now showing that he is on the same level as Roman as far as bringing merchandise in, as far as bringing fans and like just excitement to the product. You know, he's proving it now with because maybe they couldn't tell if it was the bloodline or was it Cody that got people excited because you got all the bloodline story with Sammy. It was exciting, you know, and then you got Cody. It's exciting. Get great promos with Paul Heyman and great promos with you know Roman Reigns. Great matches with Solo. All right, we don't know if that's all Cody, but this Brock stuff right now, this is all Cody. You know, and people are still interested in him. People are still want to see the match. He's still having great promos, and people are still cheering the hell out of him. The whoa has been getting louder and louder each week. So I feel like, you know, with this World Heavyweight Championship and now Cody being on Raw, I think it takes away from the story of him finishing the story if he even wins this championship. I think that he was destined to beat Roman. Like that's and be WWE champion, not the championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, not the championship that your dad was stripped of. It was the WWE Championship. That's the one that you wanted to get from him, get that he didn't get. So until that is finished, they're still like, all right, you're a world champion now on Raw, but you still haven't really done what you came to do. To me, so him splitting, like, let's start with the talk about draft. Him going to Raw and Roman going staying on SmackDown. To me, I'm like, damn, I wanted to see Roman, Bobby, and Cody on the same roster. I wanted those three to be the top of the, you know, that division of the WWE Universal Championship, and that would kept me interested probably for the next year. with a couple of people, sprinkled in. But that's my opinion. We don't need Edge and Roman to run it back. You can get
No, we don't. But we got. I mean, but this is what I'm saying. We don't need Cody muddling. And this is where I'm trying to. Then this is where I want to have, I guess, a little fight back and forth. With
yeah.
you
Go
is,
ahead. I'm with it.
We don't need Cody getting in the way of big dogs eating. Cody a big dog, but Roman and Bobby, that shit has been when Bobby was WWE champion and Roman was Universal champion, and we thought we was gonna get them niggas at Survivor Series. You know what I'm saying? When we thought that we was gonna get them niggas, I don't need Cody in the way of that. Honestly, and that's just me being, because we still got AJ over there, right? AJ's still over there on SmackDown. I think AJ's a really good filler for Cody. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have, a baby that can, like, a crowd can really still get.
So you're saying that Cody can't get in the way, but AJ can?
No, not getting away. But I'm saying this, when you talk about, and this is where I'm saying, I do think Cody is the man. I do. Mm-hmm. I think Cody is.
Worthy of being the champion.
Worthy of being a champion, but so is Seth, right? Mm-hmm. So is Shinsuke, who hasn't got a shot, right?
I don't know about Shinsuke, but
but this is what I'm saying. Like we got Bobby, right? Those are four guys that got to see Roman. How does Roman tell those stories adequately, and how does those challengers maintain what they are, hot, relevant, and title-worthy contenders, while Roman's dealing with either one or the other? You know what I'm saying? So it is adequate for them to have another title, because, yes, it's only so many times Bobby and Seth and Shinsuke can get the consolation prizes of United States Championship and Intercontinental. We just saw Bobby and Seth running in place. You know what I'm saying? With that United States Championship. So they are worthy enough to have a title. Now, when you talk about the lineage and when you talk about the championship that alleviated your father and everything like that on the Cody side of things, mm-hmm. I will say this. I know you're talking about in the know wrestling fans and paying attention to, like, but if you can tell a story of Dusty never became world heavyweight champion under the WWF umbrella, Cody can still tell a story.
Yeah, but
I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
And he can be world champion. It can be a moment. It can be
the Universal Championship. Don't have no lineage to Dusty because it's a combined championship.
It's a WWE Universal Championship. That's that. That you undisputed WWE Universal Championship is really the WWE lineage that led into that, with Universal also being led into that. So the WWE portion is still tied to that championship. That's the one, that the WWF championship that he got robbed of. So where it was a dusty finish and they had to restart the match and he didn't win it. So that's what that's what he's talking about. He's always wanted to, with the big winged eagle. He wanted to bring it back. That's the vision he had.
That right now, while you talk, I'm about to look up WWE Championship lineage. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So by the way, the images are in the drive. You pull up the championship and Trinity as well. But you see, when it comes to Cody Rhodes' story and why he came back to get the championship that his dad didn't get, that's the WWE Championship, and I believe that him losing to Roman and not getting a rematch and the way that it happened, and let's just draft you on two different brands and never heard of again, is a really bad step on that part, because you have so much left on the bone with Cody and Roman right now. It was like we got to this peak and there's no conclusion. There's no decline on there's no escalation. There was no climax even. I feel like you were still going up. I feel like with Cody and Roman, it has potential for the best story in WWE right now. And the two wrestlers, I do believe that's the best you can do right now. Now, necessarily, you want to keep them apart. And there's rumors now circulating. Maybe they're planning on Cody and Roman running it back next year, WrestleMania, possibly. But in my mind, this ain't done. So I hope that we come back around this eventually sometime because it cannot be done. And with Bobby and Roman, I want to see that too. Don't get me wrong, but Cody and Roman is the biggest story. I think Bobby and Roman. I'm afraid of Bobby losing, and then just being where he's been at already. So those are the things that I fear with the way the draft has laid out now. So
Well,
like we got.
well, and so, but that
I'm gonna read real quick. No, see what you're gonna say, but at the moment I'm gonna read down who's on SmackDown and Raw thus far. But go ahead.
okay. Go. I was gonna say this: if you're thinking or process of thought is I'm scared that Bobby's going to lose, then how are we even entertaining the situation of like that's what I'm saying. Like that means Roman is
Listen,
unequivocally the guy because
I'm
Seth,
happy that we're getting Bobby and Roman. Don't get me wrong,
no,
and I
I
can't
know.
wait to get it. I can't wait to see that match. I can't wait to see them link up. I can't wait to see what the program is whenever it happens. Bobby, I'm talking to Bobby Lashley. People that say that I look like this nigga, I don't really see it. I'm more handsome than this guy. But I will say this: Bobby Lashley is not here on SmackDown to kiss the ring of the tribal chief. He needs to go to that island of relevancy, build a shrine to the Almighty, and take the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. That's what he needs to do. Because that, by SummerSlam, he'll be 1,000 days. All right, we pass 1,000, and he don't need to be champion anymore. That will shake things up for me on SmackDown. For me, because right now, when you look at the roster, you got Bobby, you got Edge, you got AJ, and that's so far. Those are the main eventers I see. Those three guys. We'll see who else is
Go ahead and read off.
eligible.
Go ahead and read off the names. Go ahead and
So
read
we
off.
got. Let me read up the whole thing. Roman is on SmackDown. Cody's on Raw.
Okay.
You got Becky on Raw. Bianca Belair is taking her women's championship to SmackDown. There must be a swap with her and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's probably going to be drafted to Raw. Street Profits on SmackDown. Imperium is on Raw. And Intercontinental Championship going to Raw. Austin Theory might be drafted to SmackDown, or he might drop the title to Bobby. And in that case, we're not getting Bobby and Roman for a couple months at least.
Bro, I told you I don't think Bobby. Again, I just said how many times we gonna give Bobby United States Championship? You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just saying that's a possibility. I'm just throwing out the scenarios. It might. I'm not saying that's what I
You did.
want.
You didn't. You still won. Bronson Reed can win the United States Championship, and Bobby can still go and crush fucking. Yo, if I tell you this, Bobby won the United States Championship, he's never a main eventer again. I won't
What?
follow it. I won't. I won't. I won't. If they put the United States Championship on Bobby right now, he will never main event again. Not in a way that's relevant. Not in a way that's impactful.
I
Right?
don't. I don't see why that's a reach. If he wins a match, it makes him not a main event.
Well,
He can go after Roman with the championship. Shit. Like I don't. I mean, I'm not saying that he should win it. I'm just saying that we know Bobby's on SmackDown, so that's the way you can get the United States Championship over there while Austin Theory's on Raw. I'm just saying that's what we know of right now. Could Bronson Reed can win it and go to SmackDown? Absolutely. I don't think that either one's gonna happen. I think that Austin Theory's gonna get drafted to SmackDown with the championship. That's what I'm predicting. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. I
I
think
think
Bobby's
Austin
gonna.
Theory's gonna be on Raw, and I think he's gonna be for that. I think Austin Theory can be in that World Championship tournament.
I see.
I think that World Championship tournament is Cody, Seth, Gunther, Austin Reed. I mean Austin Theory, and then you can put anybody else in there. But I think those four,
Drew McIntyre.
Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre, yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
mean, Drew McIntyre got drafted to Raw. Matt Riddle's on Raw as well. Um, and then we have
is Matt Riddle a main eventer?
AJ Styles in the club are on SmackDown. Matt Riddle to me is not a main event there yet. He will be, but I don't think he is yet. I think he's still Losing to Solo and getting a table dumped on you does not scream main eventer to me. That screams that you're in a program with Solo, who's a mid carder. Who's you can call it
Well,
upper mid carder if you want.
Solo ain't just no mid carder, bro. Like
I mean, he's the enforcer for the tribal chief. If you want to
he,
call that an upper mid carder, fine.
hold on,
But he
I want to say he's the person that got drafted with Roman. Like
that's
that's
what I'm saying. That means you're behind the main event. Like you're not he didn't get drafted. He alone. Like not like he was like a number one draft pick is Solo Sokoa. That's it. No, he got drafted alongside Roman as his right hand man. He's become his enforcer. Um Solo, I mean, there's no hate on Solo. He's a man. I love Solo. He was my freaking uh, you know, performer of the week last week. I love Solo, but at the end of the day, him and Matt Riddle are not main eventers. They're not going to go over and face Roman or be in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament right away. Now, I could see Matt Riddle being in the tournament. I don't see him necessarily winning it if they put him in there, but
I
he's
can see
not. But he
Matt Riddle can be. You think Matt Riddle can be the person to take the title off of Gunther, Intercontinental title?
I can see that absolutely, absolutely. I think that would be a great match, by the way. Which I think that's where
Well,
they need to go.
Gunther telling Riddle he don't respect the sacred mat by not wearing shoes and shit.
Yeah, you don't take it seriously.
Look at this.
That's
Look at this booking
it writes itself, buddy. Like I think that is awesome. Like that, So we'll see the rest of the draft on
on Monday.
on Monday, the second half. Now there was a few NXT stars taken. Indy Hartwell was picked up. She will be on Raw. Alba Fire and Alba
This
Alba
is
Fire is Aladon. They are now on SmackDown, I believe, right?
yeah.
The women's tag team
But
division
that's crazy.
getting
Nigga, how they take their champions. They
because
took
their champions are hot. That's what the thing. Like that's why we know what we came to NXT for. We mentioned this months ago. These girls got an it factor, So they're like, listen, NXT. KO got called up when he was champion. Like they don't give a fuck who you got down there. They are ours if we want them. I don't care if they have a championship or not. So y'all figure it out. Get the titles off of them when the time comes. Paige was drafted while she was women's champion. They don't care if you're ready to go. They're gonna bring you up. Zoe Stark got drafted today to Raw. So they got a couple people. JD McDonough's going to Raw as well.
yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple undrafted free agents. I feel like they are. They picked up from NXT. But yeah, there's a lot of other pieces that I might be missing. But you guys check it out online. But the main pieces I pretty much displayed. We'll get the rest on Raw. So as for the draft, any other takes you have on it thus far?
Well, as far as the necessarily I would say this. My biggest takeaway from it was Bianca going to SmackDown. Her being approaching the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion was very interesting to me, considering the fact that they care about records now around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I can say this: Bianca did run through Raw like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But what I did not like is that she's not away from Damage Control.
Yeah, they're on SmackDown.
They're
Yeah.
on SmackDown. So um, it I just gotta see. I was very shocked to see that. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to see Trish Stratus on SmackDown. Shit, Trish Stratus, if you're here, I mean, honestly, she feels like you could put a title on her. I swear to God, she's doing great work right now. But I'll say this: you have Damage Control on SmackDown. Bailey's a great utility player, but it also brings Io Sky there. It brings Dakota Kai there. I like that. I think that eventually they'll break up. You know, um, on Raw though, if you got Becky there, her and Rhea really haven't had an angle yet, a feud yet. So I would like to see that going on Raw. So that's a bright side of things. I don't like the record if it's going to be like she's approaching a record for the Raw Women's Championship and it's getting changed.
You was choppy there.
Oh, word? Am I still choppy?
Yeah, you was a little frozen a little bit.
Am I still frozen?
Yes. Yes,
I'm
you
not seeing anything on my side.
are. Okay.
My bad.
No, you good. I heard you say that you wanted to see I heard you say Becky and Rhea hasn't had an angle yet. So
Becky and Rhea, yeah, that is still in. That's gonna happen by SummerSlam. I think. That's the SummerSlam angle. I think that Becky. I mean, or maybe I mean, shit. I mean, I'm not sure when Trish and Becky's gonna actually happen. Might be sooner than later, but I think I don't think that's gonna last all the way to SummerSlam. You got to have Rhea defending the championship against Becky after she gets through Trish and all that stuff. Um, I don't see Becky winning though. I see Rhea having a long run. But yeah, I like that. We're gonna get that, and it gives Bianca a new space. I would have rather just kept Rhea on SmackDown and kept Bianca on Raw, and then moved Becky to SmackDown, and to get that situation in my mind. I
I
think
guess,
a lot of the
I guess
moves. Hmm?
Becky's a big draw for USA. You know what I'm saying? Becky. And if you look at it, Becky and Seth is gonna be together. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
So if you see that, then Seth is on SmackDown, and then that would have been interesting. Like if Seth gets drafted to SmackDown, I mean we're talking all this shit here, predicting that Seth is just a foregone conclusion, to be on
Raw.
on Raw, which it is now because clearly, you know what I'm saying. But if that was the case, Seth on SmackDown would have been crazy.
Seth is following the man. And not
Absolutely.
only that, he's following that WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So I mean, well, that World Heavyweight Championship, whatever you want to call it. Now
No,
you got the image?
I got the lineage up here. Okay, so
Got the image too?
oh, hold on, no, I don't. Hold on. Hold on, wait a minute. Um, I'm here now with it downloading in here.
Let me ask you a quick question. If
Yeah,
Bobby Lashley were to beat Roman, would that be a good choice? Would he if he's the one?
would you say if Bobby beats Roman?
Hmm.
You said
Would
what?
he be would that be good enough to end the reign of this tyrant reign he's had? Like would he be is he the man to do it?
Well, it all honestly depends on what we talking about as far as that angle. You know what I'm saying? Like that that angle with Bobby and Roman gotta be exactly what you said. It gotta be exactly if like Bobby isn't running, ain't afraid, none of the other shit that we've seen happen. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And
He has
and
to take everybody out. He has to take out Solo, take out Paul Heyman. He has to make it absolutely one on one with Roman before the match even happens. I mean, like I say, he cannot kiss the ring. He's not on SmackDown to kiss the ring of the Tribal Chief. That island of relevancy has to be taken down, and he's there to put up his own shrine to the Almighty. I believe that Bobby, as Universal Champion, sometime down the road this year, is the right path to go. I think you got to get the title off of Roman eventually. Even if you put it back on to him later on, I think that Roman has to get beat this year. You can't go a whole another year with Roman as champion. They created a whole nother championship because he's had it. Now, regardless of whatever you say to me, Roman is the top of the food chain. So you can make another championship or whatever you want. So whoever beats Roman is the top of the food chain. That's why I said Cody should have beat him. But hey, that's Bobby. If Bobby's the one to end the reign, I'm with it. I'm 100% with it.
but this is what I don't understand with you and everybody's commentary on this particular situation is that when when Roman is where he's at, right? When he is having the storytelling, and when he's having the matches, and when he's elevating titles and elevating people around him, how do you then say Cody should have been crowned? Because I'm hearing you. We can continuously tell the story without Roman having a title, but then how is he still the final boss? Because
Roman,
that's
how was Roman the final
yes,
boss?
yes, because that adds to that adds to some of the that adds to some of the best character work that he's at. That adds to a little bit of
Here's what I say about that. I
you know what
think
I'm saying? Like,
the Roman, as great as he's been, he hasn't hit another gear in a while. And there's another gear.
wait,
Huh?
when was the last time he ain't hit the gear?
I'm saying he hasn't hit another gear in a while. He's been coasting since this. Like he hasn't since the Bloodline storyline got kicked up with Sammy. He hasn't really had any real competition. And then I think him and Cody was the moment to have him lose, and then see how he responds to failure as the tribal chief. We have not seen him be touched since he won the championship. Since he came back, bro. Since he came back from his hiatus uh, during the pandemic, he has not been scratched. He's like the
But
Persian king in
yes,
300. He
that's
needs
the
to be scratched. He needs to
why
show
does
blood.
hold on? Why does he need? That's my thing though. That I think that's where I wanted to fight back a little bit. And it's like, why does he need to?
For the character development. I believe that, and that's me. I believe character development needs adversity, including the champion who's a heel. That's why I want Charlotte to get adversity because like she's stagnant. Like we need to see her chase, not like chase and just come back and beat somebody and take the championship. Chase for a while, see what you can do as a character in pursuit. Go crazy. See Roman go crazy. I want to see that where he's like frantic. What will Roman do to get? You see what he does to keep the championship. What will he do to get it back? What will a villain Roman Reigns do to get the championship back? And that's what I want to see. Him go to that next level of devious brutality because he's now been looked at as if he's weak, and now he has to prove that he's not.
Now, when you say that, when you're having that conversation in your mind, out of the three people, Cody and Roman ain't really telling no real story. Seth and Roman has a legitimate story behind it, but Bobby's the physical specimen that Roman's never faced. So out of those three people, how does Cody jump the line and say he's the person that was for the title when Seth has been claiming that and Bobby's been that guy hurt business during the pandemic carrying it. So when we talk about pecking order, right, and we talk about who's made for what, I know Cody came in flashy lights in Dallas. We was there. First time ever he came back. From Cody then to Cody now, we talking about he deserves it. And Seth is like, nigga, what? And Bobby's like, nigga, what? Bobby slayed Drew and Brock. Nigga, I slayed Drew and Brock. And I held it down during the pandemic. If anybody need to go after the big dog, it's me. So we do gotta fight for that. So I'm listening to you here, and I'm like, yes, it maybe was not the maybe it was not the right time to combine the titles, and I can say that because
with Brock and Roman,
Brock and Roman, because we even said it that if Roman was to defend his title on both nights, that would have been epic. Like that, we were already fantasy booking that.
yeah.
And that if
The Rock came and Cody one night, The Rock another night.
Listen, he can still be 1,000 days Universal Champion because he had the title at SummerSlam. So you know what I'm saying. So I do feel you. I'm halfway with you on that one.
Yeah.
Because it's a moment. Cody coming in, built the guy. Cody could have won a title, the WWE Championship, and he could have went on about his way. But I'm looking at what you're saying is when Cody wins that championship, now who you know what I'm saying? You're essentially still doing the same thing that you got with this championship on Raw, right? If Cody wins it, got a slew of titles. Check. You got Drew, you got Seth, you got all that. So I just don't know what the difference is. I think, is it just the title? Is it a new title? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we look
I
at
think the difference is that the importance of what the reign has been for Roman. You had one man on top for a year straight. The one guy to beat him will gets a huge boost of credibility. Now you introduce a new title.
did
It
that.
ruins that moment of possibly having somebody beat the guy who's held in hostage the whole entire company for a year. And
Well,
I think that was the moment. You want to now you could have had Cody beat him, go draft, and then do the World Heavyweight Championship, still had another brand. But somebody needs to beat Roman to get that esteem. I do think that now there is another world champion. It takes a little bit out of whoever wins and beats Roman
well,
because it's not like, come on, go ahead.
no. I just want to. I'm just looking back at Daniel Bryan holding the two titles up. That then went to Randy Orton. Then that went to John Cena, two titles, necklaces. Then that went to The Rock, one title. None of that shit kind of that Brahma Bull title was then the title that Brock won, and then that's how we got the like none of that kind of really when we have the two titles, then we have the one title, then we have two titles again. Like we've had the undisputed title with Brock and Eddie and Undertaker. That championship that was two
and
titles
I love
before,
that
like,
reign. I love the undisputed. Me personally, I like those moments. Like Daniel Bryan felt like the fucking man at WrestleMania. This was the Cody moment. That was it. That's what we missed. That Daniel Bryan moment at WrestleMania 30 would have been exactly what we would have gotten with Cody. We're like, man, he finally deserved it. Finally got to where what we believed in him since he was Stardust. All the stuff that we thought and saw the potential in this guy, it finally came to fruition in the biggest stage against the biggest threat he's ever come across in Roman Reigns and the freaking, bloodline. And they failed. And now, for consolation, they're like, oh, wait, you have another championship here. You guys can fight over this one. That's a little bit sus to me. You're right. I would have rather them held the championship on just Roman until somebody beat him and then debut the championship. Like, wait until somebody beats Roman, then debut the championship. So it's not like we're doing it. He literally said because Roman is not here, he has a great contract and he's done great. He's about to hit 1,000 days. They're doing it because Roman is the champion. He's the man, and I get it. But hold it on him until somebody can beat him. Like,
literally that's the thing, Chidi. They have done that and niggas are complaining. That's what I'm saying. Like Roman, like you're like okay, so Roman, this is the thing.
Who is complaining? Because I haven't been complaining. I love Roman being on top by himself. I don't
think you love Roman being on the top by himself. Then how do you say that Cody should have beat him then?
That was the moment. That's the whole reason why he's on top as a heel, for him to lose eventually and give a big rub to a huge babyface and make that guy the man.
Well, this is what I'm saying, dude. Cody. Then this is the larger conversation. Does Cody even need a rub by knocking off Roman?
Yes.
Why? Yes. You just said they're singing a song still now.
Listen. There's one thing about being over, and there's one thing about being the fucking man. John Cena was the fucking man. Cody has not gotten to that level yet.
Triple H, hold on. This is equivalent to this is the big gold belt being handed to Triple H, bro.
This is not exactly, and that's cheap.
That's not cheap. Hold on. You're
saying that ain't cheap?
You're not paying attention to what you're talking about. Triple H got handed the big gold belt, bro. That essentially then became Daniel Bryan moment holding up two titles. You can't say that. Like the championship that was cheap is essentially led to a nigga's fucking grandest achievement because he had
that is not a correlation that you think it is.
Hold on.
Because go ahead.
Hold on. The only reason I'm saying is because we're saying that now. When Triple H was handed that championship, that's cheap. Because why? It was a brand split, and it should have been. We're talking about shit that's about 20 years old now, right? But when they did you're on Raw, you're on SmackDown, they're not handing Cody a consolation prize or they're not handing him. They are essentially saying, "You're going to fight for this if you want it." So those are the two differences.
The problem is that this is a brand new title, and I think that here's how I can make you understand this. Roman has the WWE undisputed. Let's put it right there. The undisputed champion is Roman. Right now, undisputed is right before it. It means undisputed. He's the man on top, right? Eventually, he got to lose, right? Eventually, he has to lose. Hopefully, it's to a babyface because that's who you want to see overcome the big bad. Is some really good, noble person, somebody you can get behind and cheer.
This is not the first time they had an undisputed title, is what I'm saying to you, brother.
I understand that.
Right. So that's why.
And I know that. That's
why I'm following the same. That's why I'm saying for us, like you say, knowledgeable fans, right? I'm just saying for us, we've got past this already.
My point is that you don't have to get past it, at all. Like that was the whole thing. You didn't have to get past it at all. Like if you had this belt, apparently there's rumors that they had the belt already before WrestleMania. So what they thought in their head was, okay, let's have Roman just keep it in 1,000 days and give this title to Cody. Or let's have him keep this title 1,000 days. Let's give this to Seth, have a feud with Cody and Seth after this. That's was their plan. And I'm like, man, if that's what they thought, they're a little bit missing the moment. And I think that if Daniel Bryan were to lose at that WrestleMania, it's equivalent to what they did with Cody this year. And when you debut this title, and then when Cody wins it eventually, it's not going to feel as big as what would have been if Cody beat Roman. And that's my point, is that it won't feel as big. I'll be happy for him. The belt looks beautiful. You can bring it up. We haven't shown it yet. It looks great. I like the way it looks. I don't prefer, I really want to get to a point where eventually when you don't have to have a big W on a championship. I would rather it be a smaller on the top, maybe, but hey, it still is great. It's definitely reminiscent of the old big gold belt. It's a new version of that. And I think it takes the same lineage and, tradition from that.
What I ask of you is, then this is what I'm saying. We don't have to even go as far as back to the 2002 undisputed title. When they created the Universal title, the title right now that is the reason why Roman has the most.
You just said all the champions didn't matter a second ago.
No,
that didn't really matter. That didn't really matter. Seth kind of mattered. Bray had it. Didn't really matter.
But I'm. This is my point though. When they introduced the championship, and they had that tournament, and they had that opening feud, and it was Seth and Finn. We was like, this championship got some potential.
The match had potential.
The championship has some potential because we also forget, though, right? We're talking about us knowledgeable fans, right? They created a championship, a la with Cody. They created this Universal Championship with Finn in mind. They created a championship. They wrote it out. This is the guy who's going to win it. They booked it. He's going to feud with this. So I am saying that I have to see them. It's almost like our football team, right? They drafted the quarterback, and we like, hey, they say he got potential, but the nigga got hurt after his rookie season. We know we take rookie seasons as they is. The second season gets hurt in training camp. Whatever they scrapped off season, who they drafted, everything it's done. It's done. We gotta fucking go with what we got, and they've been.
Fast forward to today. They're debuting a new championship.
They got
somebody who the majority of people believe should have beaten the guy already. Cool. Finn Balor was drafted from NXT. So what made it special is that he debuted with the Demon, came up and won a championship, immediately became a star. We don't have that situation right here. Cody and Seth are pretty much the two biggest guys on Raw right now. And either one of those two guys should have the championship.
But this is the difference. I'm sorry. When Finn got hurt and came back, he do not feel like Cody, bro. Cody ripped his fucking pec off, the same injury. It's the labrum, it's the pec. It's still here. It's damn near. I don't want to seem ignorant, but
okay, now I hear you.
But Finn tore his labrum. Cody tore his pec. When Cody returned, the plan to bring him back effective worked. So therefore, you can go back with your original plan and say, "Oh, this nigga good." With Finn, my nigga, look at it. This motherfucker Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? Like when, like he ain't never. So I do feel like already they like, yeah, nigga, with this is working, because when Cody came back, there was not a drop off. Nobody took his spot. Nobody replaced him. This isn't Daniel Bryan getting hurt and getting eliminated and coming back. This ain't that. Cody came right back to his spot, and he feels just as heavy. Now I hear you. I'm following you. Now we can move on to the next topic. Is that when he wins this championship, or if he wins this championship, it's not going to feel as special. But I can tell you this: Seth Cody in the finals, my nigga. I don't give a fuck what you say, what lineage, what it is. Them niggas fighting for a championship. That's special. If Cody wins over Seth for the 4th time, that's special. If Cody loses his 2nd championship match to the 2 biggest dogs in the company, that's special. So I gotta let it rock right now.
We have to. We have no choice.
But it's not. I'm not making myself feel this way. But I'm saying though, like
that
if Cody wins it and
you're gonna be happy the way it goes, no matter
because
what.
even if it Cody with Brock, right? Cody wins the championship. He comes out the next night. Brock comes out. It's Cody and Brock for the title. I think we still got an angry seething Seth. We still got a Bobby who needs to get up to the main card. We still got a Drew that's finding his places, getting away from Sheamus. We still got people that need to find their way. And if it's one top champion at the top, Cody do got all these niggas getting after him, and we still in the same place where when he has a meaningful feud that takes about 3 months, we got these other niggas waiting in a line, twirling their thumbs, trying to figure it out. So that's all. That's my only justification for the 2 titles. You know what I'm saying? Because if we do have shit that matter with storytelling, storyline, win the title, rematch, rubber match, whatever the case may be, we got all these niggas laying in the weights like, come on, nigga. It's 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't care.
Like,
I mean, I'm the type of person if I think
you gotta care if Bobby and Seth. If Bobby and Seth been waiting for this, Bobby and Seth been waiting right now, bro.
Bobby and Seth gotta keep waiting. Yeah, I keep waiting. Listen, what makes Cody so perfect for the moment is his heart. And the heart that he brings to his promos, the heart that he brings to the business, the heart that he brings to the business. Like, he's like the perfect babyface for the moment. Bobby has not really had a moment where I'm like, yo, he got that. He won that promo battle. Seth has those moments with Roman sometimes, and I think he can get there again. Don't get me wrong. But he still has that kind of tweener vibe to him when he comes out. He still got that cockiness about him.
Absolutely.
I want that organic baby face that you're like, man, I just want him to win. Not just I want him to win because he's so damn good, or I want him to win because he's so damn powerful. And he's a big tough guy. That you feel in your heart, man, he needs one because I care about him. I care about his story, and that's what Cody has. That he touches your heart, and they might not like it, but that's the most missing the sauce. How you be the most evil of evil is the most good of good to overcome that, and that's what would have been with Roman and Cody. That's why Bobby and Seth haven't been champion yet. That's why they haven't had the moment, because they don't have the little bit of an intangible that is the perfect match for Roman to say, yeah, you're ready to overcome him. And if they didn't make this new championship, they gotta fucking wait. I would have rather they put Cody on SmackDown and Bobby on Raw and they fight it out because they do deserve something. I would have rather that, but because then you
So with that being your story, then, and this is why I want to hear you out. What made Cody so deserving? Because he came and cut a couple promos.
I mean, the
Like
guy
what
tore
made
his
you?
pec.
What made you feel?
I mean, he's on one of my performers of the week because he has great matches. Him and Finn was dope. He's a full package. He's a good on the mic. He's good in the ring. Good in promos. Good. You know, he's has
So
the
how is
entrance.
so
He
how
has the.
so how is Seth not that then when he been fighting? We talked about that storyline. It was boring. It was lazy. You thought Seth deserved the match with Roman at 38 in Dallas. So
Absolutely.
when we're comparing those two, right, Cody and Seth, because that's where we're at. This is the extending of the conversation. When we're comparing those two, how do you say one nigga is what that is? Niggas are singing my shit too. I was a Messiah. Niggas was following me like it is real. It is real.
If it's real, I need more real from Seth on the microphone. I think when he comes out and he talks on the mic, I think we get a little bit of that this week when he talked about how Roman thinks I want what he wants, but some people actually want to fight. Like that's him talking. When Cody comes out, I feel like he's talking. I don't feel like his character is talking. I want Seth to
Cody
not just come out and be like, ha 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 ha, ha.
that's what
Yeah, and do all this shit. Like
that's what
that's cool for your character. I like it, but you also have to have moments where you cut through that bullshit and be serious. And I think that's what I'm waiting for with Seth. A little bit more of that.
he had. That's what I'm asked. He literally has been carrying on the I deserve it. That's the reason why we got the match with, and that's the reason why I'm saying, like, when Cody comes out, I know Cody's performing. So when you say Cody has something that's attaching to me or that's pure babyface vibes, when he's out there performing. When Seth comes out there and he's pure, like, look, hate me or love me, sing my song or not, I'm the best. I don't, like, when you said it, he's like, he don't deserve to be a Logan Paul, and he know it. He got there, he know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that like, and I would say when he's doing the ha 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 shit, what is he supposed to do? Like, is he supposed to break script? Is he supposed to break out a character?
You can't do that, but I get it. I'm not saying, but I think
so they don't see him that way. So why does he get bypassed in this nigga Cody at the ripping? So when he tore his pack and Seth is there, like, you know what I'm saying? Seth is there. Seth can be the person that keeps Roman feuding. It don't have to be the Sammy thing. But again, we're talking about shit that just catch steam and get hot and everything like that. Sammy caught steam. Sammy could have been a steam. You said Roman hasn't kicked it up in a high gear. That's because, nigga,
Roman's been coasting. I mean, he's been coasting off of the body and work of Sammy, the Usos, Solo. He's been coasting for a bit.
After War Games.
Huh?
After War Games.
After War Games, pretty much, yeah. After War Games, it's just kind of like been simmering.
And that's what I'm saying. Seth and Bobby was already in the United States Championship, so Seth couldn't even jump out and talk his shit. You know what I'm saying? Seth couldn't even jump out and talk his shit because he got Austin Theory talking about I'm better than him, and Seth is like, nigga, let me just.
How can I put this? Basically, the stars have to align. Yeah. The stars for me, I felt aligned for Seth, like you said last year, WrestleMania 38, Dallas. Him and Roman should have been the championship match.
Should have been a championship match.
He should have beat Brock.
When he missed Dallas, the 32, that should have been.
Mind you, there was a couple years before when he got injured that the stars would have aligned probably, but he got injured. It's not Cody's fault that he got injured, came back hot as a freaking white hot, and people love him. But that's what the stars aligned for, and that's the moment we're in. That's the time we're in. We're in the moment of Cody Rhodes. There's a reason why he's a second draft pick.
Well, how do you say the stars align when we never saw a champion for 1,000 days with Roman?
Because we already knew when he got injured where he's winning the Royal Rumble. We said it when he got injured. We felt it. It's an energy about Cody that we felt. Oh yeah, he got to win the Royal Rumble. Like months before we called it.
Yeah, he got to win the Royal Rumble, but stars aligning, meaning Roman stars aligning is holding the championship for 1,000 days.
What do you
That's what
mean?
I'm
What
saying.
are you talking about?
No,
Say that
well,
again.
that's what you when you was like it's the year of Cody. I'm like, how is it the year of Cody when this is the year of Roman for 1,000 days? Like we've never saw you. We never
I
saw.
haven't felt this impassioned about Roman should have lost in the entire reign.
Okay,
Like Drew, I was like, yeah, maybe
okay,
he should have won,
okay,
but this one with Cody,
okay,
I'm genuinely like,
okay.
yeah. It's kind of like what people say, should Brock have beat Undertaker? You know, I can see why they did it, but some people say that was the wrong person, wrong time. Edge just was on Logan Paul's podcast and said the same thing. He's like, yeah, I disagree. He didn't need it, and I think you said the same thing. You know, but you know, it's one of those controversial decisions WWE makes that in the long run, if it doesn't pay out, we're all gonna look back like, damn, you could have, you know, damn, you could have had this. Booker T and King Booker was great, but damn, you could have had it when he was hot as hell against Triple H at WrestleMania. Like, so yeah, we'll get another Cody reign. Cody will be champion eventually, and he'll get a title reign. But will it have been that special if he beat the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania? No, it won't. And nobody, and I don't think anybody who beats Roman right now will be as big as that moment, unless it's Cody. Period.
Mm. Now we are an hour in the show.
I know, right? It's crazy.
And this all stemmed off the conversation of the draft. Now, I do want to talk about another pseudo draft pick that happened, not in WWE, but in Impact. Trinity. When you say the right move and the right thing to do, Trinity being involved in Impact seemed like something that was the right thing to do for her, for the company. It
Welcome back.
automatically is a draw, right? It's going to force and make people go watch and see. She's already been highlighted and spotted in a championship match in Chicago. I think that's actually taking place right now.
Tonight.
They're taping right now. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But what do you think and feel, and how do you respond to Trinity being an Impact?
Well, I'm really happy for her. I think that I'm just glad that she gets to do things what she loves, and and get back in front of the crowd, and get the love and support. That, get just do what she loves to do, and we obviously wanted her back. We've been stalking her for months. Every little thing she did, everybody's paying attention to, and like, oh, what is she going to do next? Let me just read a little bit of an excerpt. She said
Go
when she
ahead.
arrived. She said it took a little time to just process everything
Uh-huh.
and really sort out what I wanted to do. So she had to figure out what she wanted to do first, and I'm glad she took the time to do that. She said where what she wanted to do, where she wanted to be, and she said I feel like it was a blessing in disguise. I feel like it's allowed me to grow and become better in every way, in every aspect. Show me how strong I really am. And now I've got this journey ahead of me, these new goals, and excited and ready to step into this new chapter. Right now, Trinity immediately becomes the biggest attraction and impact, I think. Um, Especially with Mickey leaving, possibly retiring. I think this is a huge get for Impact Wrestling. I think it's a huge,
That would have been a great handoff.
absolutely. It would have been a great handoff
Handoff.
there.
If Mickey was able to hand that off to Trinity, that would have been great.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been cool. But Deanna and um, what's her name? The girl who's a really buff. I forget her name, but they had a match at the last pay per view, and Deanna won the championship. Deanna is genuinely, really talented. So her and Trinity linking up for the Women's Impact, championship. I'm down to see that. Will Trinity bring you to the watching the show? Will you be tuning in now more often?
Yes,
Okay.
I want to see her. It's kind of the same thing with Mercedes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the kids bring a nigga on to sleep, they wake me up at 4 o'clock. I'm up. I'm watching that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I want to see her first match back. I'm really curious to see that. Um, Definitely miss her. She's super talented. We get to see what she can do like outside of the WWE style, even though Impact is pretty similar sometimes. But
I
she
think
probably
I think her being able to do things that I think her being able to do things that weren't available to her will allow her to kind of like maybe cut different promos. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe just dive into it, like you said, character development a little bit more. Um, Naomi was probably an
More time on the
extension,
mic,
right?
more
Naomi was probably an extension of Trinity, but Trinity being able to be Trinity would be something that I would probably think is something. Uh,
yeah, I'm curious to see if she changes anything up or if it's the same thing, and just what she does. I'm really curious to see how she has grown and what she has now plans to do. One thing I like about this move is she's going to be on a television show. I mean, would I like to have seen her in AEW? Absolutely. I'm not sure if they would have given her the freedom to do exactly what she wants though, because I don't trust them as much with their women's division. But Impact seems to put a lot of attention on their women's division. So if you want to go somewhere where you're going to get some mic work, you're going to get some work with some talented female wrestlers, and you're not it's not crowded over there. You can
I
shine.
can definitely say
I think
it's not
that's a great move for her.
for
Huh?
sure. I was about to say I could definitely say it's not crowded for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
She definitely will have the space. She definitely will have the space.
She stands out on that roster completely. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I think that yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing her develop and grow on there. And if she ends up, becoming even a bigger star on that show, bringing them more numbers, and maybe having a great run. So many people have went to Impact, had a great run, and came back to WWE down the line. Or if she ever plans, because her husband still works there.
Bro,
So
we mentioned two former WWE champions already. Drew Galloway and Bobby Lashley.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
Reinvented themselves, had a great run down there, had some great angles, great stories.
Mickey brought the Impact title to Royal Rumble, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I
Yo, can
mean,
you imagine?
Trinity pops up the
Hitting
Royal
that
Rumble with the Impact Championship. What? People are gonna go crazy. Once they hear I'm amazing. Listen, I know she has a new interest music and everything, but god damn, if she comes back to the
Shout
Royal
out to
Rumble, she's using
Josiah
that.
too. Josiah did it.
Does what her new interest music?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shout out to
yeah,
Josiah.
yeah.
Good shit. Um, but yeah, man, the amazing one is iconic, and the crowd gonna go crazy if she ends up at the Royal Rumble. But hey, that's just fantasy booking. But if it happens, we said it here on April 29th. And I'm just gonna cut this clip up because everything we say tends to happen somehow, some way. But anyway, shout out to Trinity. We're happy for you. Love seeing you back, and
Absolutely.
good luck with everything down there in Impact. Can't wait till you win the championship. It's a matter of time.
Nigga, you better not bring her ass down there not to win no damn championship. Nigga. What's wrong with you? What the hell wrong with you, man?
Word, man.
So like we kind of talked heavy. We kind of talked heavy on kind of what was like the main thing of WWE, the draft, right? You mentioned Cody had a good match with Finn on Raw, which again, you know what I'm saying? It's just an extension of people taking what's given to them and just doing what they got to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Cody wants to be done with the storyline with Roman, but
if I were him, I wouldn't want to either. We have so much left to do.
But my thing, but that's the thing though. Like, and I think that's why I was fighting back so much, and we stayed so long on there. The story with him and Seth is so much more invested than him and Roman. Like the story of him, the story of the legit, the story of Seth being Roman and Seth are Dusty's guys, but we know more of Dusty and Seth being the guys. Seth being the first NXT champion, the hug, the work of Tyler Black being and cultivated into that pro, and this like that
they have like a 10-year history. Absolutely.
That Seth and Cody story matters and was told and was expressed and emoted way more than Roman, than the transactional thing of Cody and Roman. Right? When Cody came, he straight up said, like, yo, I want the championship. And Seth was like, whoa, hold on now, buddy. How the hell are you gonna skip a line? Cody was like, I'll do what I gotta do to get the Roman. And they had their thing. He disposed of Seth, and now Cody steps up. I still believe that when we talk about the story of them two, I do believe that for Seth and Cody to be the ones for a championship, I think, like you say, the stars don't align, but I think story wise, it tells a better story. You know what I'm saying? So when you go for Cody right now, taking what he got and doing what he's doing with Brock, Finn's doing what he's doing and just popping up. You know what I'm saying? Just doing what nigga Finn just show up and they're like, "What's up, man? All right, whatever." You know what I'm saying? Like Finn's the most utility motherfucking guy. Finn feels like Kevin Owens at a time when Kevin Owens got that Universal Championship just kind of given to him because he was doing everything. And even during that Universal Championship run, he was still doing whatever they asked him to do.
I feel like Finn's always going to be relevant. Like, it's just something about the guy, like you said, like Kevin Owens. Finn, he's proven his talent. He's like AJ too. Like, you can just throw him into something, and people are like, "Yeah, I believe it." You know, it doesn't matter what their size, doesn't matter. They can go out there and they can perform. Like just today, like you saw on Raw, SmackDown, on Raw with Cody, he came out to invite him to Judgment Day, and Cody was like, "No, but I'll fight you tonight." And they went out and had a banger that day, like randomly. You know, a part of me thought that means that Finn is going to SmackDown, because just to get that one-off match with him and Cody. But maybe he's not. We'll see on Raw. But
I mean, if we make, just essentially, like if we breaking it down, if Raw becomes the workers' show, right? We got Gunther, we got Cody, we got Seth, possibly. We got Drew. We got Riddle. It's some workers over there.
So do you put Brock on SmackDown?
Yeah, big boy show.
Okay.
Big boy show. We got Bobby, we got Roman, we got Brock. Sheamus. Those big dogs. Yeah. I think we've
Karrion
always
Cross, maybe put him in there. I don't know. You don't like Karrion Cross, bro?
I said it's a big dog show. This motherfucker gonna talk about a Shih Tzu. This nigga gonna bring Romeo and Juliet in this motherfucker. I'm talking about Cujo.
Man, you gotta heat that guy up. I think he got something, man. I like him in Scarlet, man.
Nigga, I like Scarlet. I
mean, Scarlet brings the whole act together. I say that. Yeah, it's true.
You know
but on Raw, real quick, I wanted to touch on something.
Go ahead.
Bad Bunny, he arrived. He challenged Damian Priest to a street fight, San Juan street fight. Now I'm a little bit shocked because I felt like this was going to be a tag team match with Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest and Dominic. One, because I feel like Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Dominic, I feel like should get a win over Rey Mysterio. He hasn't got a win over his father. Eventually, I want to see that happen. To get him to, just get more heat, get more push. Also to protect Bad Bunny, because Bad Bunny, he is he's a celebrity, But it's gonna be a one-on-one street fight. Yo, bro, low key, this is Damian Priest's biggest match of his career. This is the biggest match of Damian Priest's career. And he has to put on a banger of a match with a celebrity in Bad Bunny in his home country with the hugest star in the world, Bad Bunny, in it and his home country as well. It's a huge moment for him. So Damian Priest, man, you didn't have a match at WrestleMania. This is your WrestleMania. Kill it. Go out there with Bad Bunny and steal the fucking show. I'm waiting for that.
Well, nigga, you don't have to tell them. I'm already excited. Nigga, right. I'm already. What do you mean?
I'm just saying,
bro. I'm telling you,
that was gonna be a tag match. Now it's a street fight.
Yo, I'm Punishment Martinez. You know what I'm saying? Luis. You know what I'm saying? My guy. He is one of the best. in the business.
No, he was great. He's great.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Everything he did in NXT was awesome.
he's one of the most underrated, one of the very best. I think he's going to take great care of Bad Bunny. I think that he's going to have a tremendous time with Bad Bunny. And I think that they are going to, without a shadow of a doubt, blow this joint out the water. What's going
What's
on?
up?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna blow this joint completely out the water, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We also got Zelina versus Rhea. Zelina's going to be in her hometown, home country. She's, going to have a big match of her career too. So like I think that this San Juan show is going to be interesting. It's going to be, it could be end up being, a sleeper of a show of the year. Brock and Cody, they just added a couple matches, Omos and Seth. We got AJ. Well, we got the original club, OC versus the Viking Raiders, also added to the show. So it could be interesting. I'm a huge Viking Raiders fan. I like the OC. They're throwing matches to the card. I'm down. As long as the matches are good card, it's a good card. I'm gonna be there to watch it. So I'm interested in seeing what goes down there. But yeah, Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny, I think is the one. That's what I'm looking at. Where I'm like, yo, this is a big moment for Damian Priest. This is the biggest match of his career thus far, like for sure. And it happens to be with Bad Bunny, a freaking pop star. But shout out to them. I'm interested to see where this goes. It is a street fight. I can't wait. I love
Can't wait in my Bart Scott.
Shout out to Bart Scott.
So nothing really of note else happened on WWE programming except Spring Breakin.
Spring Breakin. Listen.
Shout out to Indy Hartwell.
Shout out to Indy Hartwell, man. That was my banger of the week. Indy Hartwell, Roxanne Perez, Tiffany Stratton. I love what they're doing with the women's division down there in NXT. I really see kind of finally taking form. We had Mandy, I feel like, was holding hostage and letting people like kind of stagnate on that roster for a year. She had her freaking scandal. She got up out of there, and then we started to see people grow.
She let niggas develop.
Who?
Hold on. Roxy had that title, and it was poo put. All right. She had that championship. Did she do? Okay, hold on. Let's be
she
real.
She had a great match with Miko Satomura. I can't lie.
Okay. She had a good match. Was the reign good? Is what I'm asking.
The reign was short. She gave up the championship. Like at the end of the day, I'm not sure why that was. If it was like a shoot injury, and then they had to do something with it. But that's what happened. The reign was cut short. So I can't say that it was great or not great. All I'm saying is that Roxanne Perez, great wrestler, Indy Hartwell, great wrestler, Tiffany Stratton, great wrestler. Seeing them and Zoe Stark too develop over the past couple of weeks, and seeing them go out there and put on like lengthy matches with somebody else that also can wrestle a lengthy match, because a lot of times Mandy Rose wasn't wrestling those type of matches. I think is now showcasing the woman better. I do, and I think that that's why they're always on my underground performers of the week, because they're going out there and stealing the show. Indy Hartwell unfortunately got injured on that moonsault from Tiffany Stratton, but she finished the match, came back, finished the match. I loved it. Like, I shout out to the girls, man. And Indy got drafted to Raw. She's the women's champion. She might have to drop it because of the injury, but y'all stole. If that's what it go out, Indy, you did your damn thing. And Roxanne and Tiffany, y'all did your damn thing. That's my banger of the week.
And that's what I wanted, and I think that's why I wanted to kind of bring that to, is that during that reign, Tiffany was not on the show. Tiffany was training. You know what I'm saying? Zoe Starks, she was there, but she ripped her knee up twice. You know what I'm saying? Nikita Lyons, she was there, she ripped her knee up twice. You know what I'm saying? Like Indy Hartwell, nigga, we wanted her up last year. So Mandy
she should have been champion last year.
I hear you.
She wouldn't have to be here now.
I hear you. So that's what I'm saying. Like Mandy,
Indy Hartwell should have been the main angle for her. I think, in my opinion, I think that Indy was a perfect contrast to the Toxic Attraction I mean, she's beautiful in her own right, but she also has this underdog thing about her that has come across since she was in the way. You know, I think that Indy Hartwell should have beaten Mandy for the women's championship a while ago. I got tired of the Mandy run fast, and I got tired of NXT 2.0 women's division. I got tired of it, and then it became NXT, black and blue again, and it wasn't the same.
No,
Now I feel like the women's division NXT is getting back to what it's supposed
wow.
to
Are
be.
we blaming?
Talented women having talented wrestling matches.
Are we? Hold on. Are we blaming it on just the theme, or are we not blaming it on the talent being ready to go? Like,
I'm
because
blaming
I don't
it.
want to blame. I don't want to blame it on. I don't want to simply blame it on like it was 2.0. Like I do want to like the talent had to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel you on that. Like Indy could have been champion, yes, but we also talk about player development. Indy being champion going through those growing pains, would you have appreciated it? Or do you like Indy working and then getting to the championship because she's ready? Like
They
that's
should have
what
been doing that a long time ago. So I'm trying to say is like the story between Wendy and Mandy should have been growing since like last spring, and to the point where by the summertime, fall time, they have a match where Indy can beat her. And that by that time I would have been over the whole toxic attraction thing. Mandy would have been perfect time to drop it. And what they had her do was like just a bunch of losing. They did a lot of Dexter Lumis stuff, before he got called up. Like that was what it was, and she helped other people get over, but they didn't really treat her as like a valued star, and now we're seeing that now she's getting called up to the main roster. She can go, man, and she finished that match like a G. So shout out to Indy Hartwell. Uh, uh, Great match, and get well soon. But yeah, man, NXT's women's division is starting to kick up, man. Gotta shout out them. Gotta shout out NXT as a whole because they were going up against hockey and basketball that night, and they had their biggest rating in 6 months. So it seems like Spring Breakin was a draw. So shout out to them. Braun Breaker. Carmelo beat what's his name, Grayson Waller, and Braun Breaker attacked him afterwards. So we got that simmering to see what goes on in NXT Championship. Definitely was a great show. So everything was great on NXT. People did their thing. I think I'm starting to really see it grow from where it was a year ago, and I'm enjoying NXT.
I mean, you're starting to see it grow from where it was like a couple weeks ago, nigga. Like we weren't watching the show a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching like a little bit. I've always been tapped in. I just haven't been watching live. The thing about it is,
we have the shows. I have us recorded, Chidi. Okay, like what are you talking about?
Listen,
this show's for us. You don't have an audience. This show for us. What are you lying to?
Listen, what I'm trying to say is NXT. I've always been tapped in. I didn't always watch it though because it was mid. For some weeks. I watched it for a couple people. Our boy Wes. I've been watching Carmelo, and I watched their segments, and I'll pretty much turn it off. But now I see like the whole roster's coming about, and I'm starting to see like other people shine and see what got going on there. Everything but Apollo turned me off. I was like, what the hell are they doing? So yeah. Shout out to NXT. You're making a comeback.
And I think that's what I wanted to talk about again when I was just saying, were people put in the right position to win rather than say it was labeled like a phase of time? Because we know who was there. We know it was Bruce. We know it was Vince. We know they tried to come through and try to take it away, and we know that.
I want to be clear. I don't think that I'm like saying NXT 2.0 is the reason. I'm just saying that was the time that Mandy Rose held the title, and then it went to black and blue, black and yellow. I mean, and and then Mandy left. Like that entire run with her in the women's division, I don't really remember. That's what I'm trying to say. From the point she got it when NXT 2.0 started, I'm just using that as a reference point. I'm not saying that's the reason though.
No, I want to. The reason why I'm using that, I'm saying that as a reference point is because again, you thought we're saying this the same thing. You thought Braun should have beaten Tommaso during that time. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? You see that hurt, and during that time, it hurt Braun because he had no one really to feud with. They took up Gunther. They brought down fucking Dolph Ziggler. He lost the title. Right? 2.0 as a whole collectively had bad creative, and they didn't have people ready to step up in the spot that they were given. That's what I'm just saying. And Mandy and Dolph were down there as placeholders, and Mandy for a long time, Mandy for a year. Mandy had a title for a year. We discussed that. That was too long.
Way too long.
It was way too long. But I'm talking about during that 2.0 development.
You're saying that these girls weren't ready.
That's what I'm saying. These girls.
And my argument is that they had to. I think that Roxanne was always ready.
Roxy came late. Yes,
yeah, she did come late.
Roxy
and Indy
came
Hartwell, and
yes.
you know, and then Zoe Stark, they had her doing her thing with her tag team with EO. She got injured, and she came back tagged with Nikita Lyons. That's where, you know, I think she was also one that was like I saw a potential in, but they never got her and Mandy together for some reason. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. But now
the division is stronger now, like you said.
It's way stronger now. Yeah.
It's
so
and I think that was my. I think that's
and we got people like Jakara Jackson on the like, you know, waiting in the wings, you know. So we got Last Legend waiting. Last Legend waiting, you know. So like, you know, and Nikita's injured. You know, when people come back, they got a strong women's division that, you know, that can really Kiana James, yes, you know, they're doing their thing, you know. So like, I'm proud of them. I see the women, I'm watching them right now, and I'm like, wow, this is what I like about NXT.
But you know what's crazy though? That listen to the time frame we talking about. Mandy's 1 year championship run, and then these 6 months of like hot potato, what they doing? Look at how many fucking women have stepped up, bro. How long you know what I'm saying?
What's up?
Like how long did it take for these people to really get the rope, get this? And you hear I don't know what this is. Oh no. Nigga, is that Dragunov?
I don't know who that is.
Might be Dragunov.
Shout out to Ela.
Might be
Ela Dragunov. We don't speak that language. Sorry, buddy. But no, go finish what your thought was.
Oh, I was just saying that. Oh man, nigga, my shit might blow up, nigga. Hold on.
See, the comments take you off the track, yo. But no, it's NXT is lit right now. It's if you guys aren't watching it, there's a lot of upcoming stars that I'm like, yo, it's an entertaining show. It's actually entertaining, you know. Is there a little goofy stuff still every now and then? Yeah, for sure. But I'm enjoying the shows that they're doing, and I'm curious to see where they go next.
You know, it's not lit.
AEW.
I ain't gonna say all that because I know Keeks might Keeks the dog. She the homie, but she might get after a nigga for talking.
All Elite.
Yeah, All Elite Keeks. Shout out to that homie, All Elite Keeks. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to get after me and shit like that.
Nah, man. Don't hide, yo. We here for the smoke. Get after us, nigga. Like, I don't care. You have an opinion, say it. Let them get after you. Listen, I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna let you go first.
First and foremost, I would like to say this. I think that what they could have done with the main title with MJF in that angle could have been better. That when we talk about stuff at the top of the joint, oh damn, I didn't even know that this was off, are we? I didn't even know that our we out here don't even got the split joint on. You know what I'm saying? Introduce ourselves. I will say that MJF has had the biggest cool down period that I've seen in quite some time considering that he just had quote unquote you last month, or 2 months, yeah, last month, match of the year candidate with the
Mhm.
60-minute joint with Brian Danielson. Um, I don't know where and what they're doing, where they're going. Sammy, MJF, Jungle Boy are not on this level. We continuously try to tell that story as if they are, and all it is bringing him down. So I can see that maybe if the match is fire, maybe, but I don't know, bro.
Can we please stop having MJF and Sammy Guevara kiss each other, making me uncomfortable? I hugging and kissing each other. This shit is uncomfortable, bro. Listen, and I just, I not. It just doesn't fit the angle. It just doesn't fit the angle to me. Like it's goofy. It's goofy. I think that MJF
Super
needs
cool.
to stand head and shoulders above the four pillars, and he should be placed as such because he is head and shoulders above all three of them guys. He's really is better than them. I just I just feel like they could have handled this four-way angle a lot better than in AEW. I'm here for the booking. The booking wise, I think this is where they should have gone. Now they could have gone other ways. They could have gone to other people. They could have gone to Adam Cole right away. They could have gone to I don't know if you guys still got Miro. I'm not sure if you guys still got, you know, Pac. I'm not sure what you guys have because they're not
I
on
don't know
TV.
why Wardlow had to go back to the TNT Championship, and Wardlow can make his fucking straight beeline to MJF, the
That too.
hottest
That
fucking.
too.
I don't know why we had to do the Four Pillars joint.
You know what? I heard Arn Anderson on TNT and with Wardlow, and to be quite honest, I enjoyed his promo. Arn Anderson is a good promo.
Yes.
Everything he said was true. Wardlow's that dude. If you were to pick in the draft, first round pick, and say you're going to put this guy and groom him to be the next star, he's that first round pick. He's not. It's not the four pillars. It's him. Um, but he needs a big match or an angle to take the next step, and it hasn't happened since he's won the TNT championship. I, you know what? We asked for Will Hobbs to be TNT champion, and we got it. But then y'all paired him with QT fucking Marshall when he did not need that. You got Warlow, one of the most dominant guys, and now you're pairing him with Arn Anderson. Although I like the promo, it's not necessary. I think that the hot potato of the TNT championship is making it irrelevant. And I think that people are starting to feel it. People are starting to say, like, this title doesn't mean shit. The TNT championship does not mean nothing because you keep throwing it around. Like you said, Wardlow, if he's that dude and you guys see him as that dude, put him against MJF. Whether he wins or doesn't win, it's that angle alone. I mean, we saw it last year. It's not too long ago we saw it, but the angle alone will give them both something to do that matters, and we can tune in for each week. Um, but sometimes soon you got to get the title off of him again. I think Wardlow being three-time champion is ridiculous in a matter of what 6 months or something like that, 7 months. It doesn't make any sense for him, the big, you know, meaty, man, tough guy, to lose a championship twice and then get it back. It doesn't make sense. Now he has to lose it again for him to be in the World Heavyweight Championship angle, or maybe he goes after it with the championship on. I don't know, but he should have been dominant all along, or he should have dropped it to somebody else, like Will Hobbs, who can also take that title somewhere else.
They over they this is why I don't want to, because we've done it to WWE, and this is why, like, you tell me to give it grace and like give it time, and listen, man, I'm not gonna shit on it again because I watch it. I spend my time watching. I don't hate watch.
Uh-huh.
I don't do that. I don't hate watch. I love watching all sports. I watch hockey. I watch baseball. I watch basketball. I watch football. I don't watch none of it because I hate it. You know what I'm saying? So like I do want to say, I don't know what's going on here, man. This is like Instagram or all about. I would say this: the writing for AEW has been subpar. It's a lot of things going on that they're trying to take care of. And I think that when MJF, it's all right. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. When MJF is your world heavyweight champion, and his feud is with three people that, when you add them up, still isn't one MJF, you're doing it wrong. I mean, you can combine all three of them, and they're still not as relevant, over popular as MJF. So I don't know why that is his first feud off rip.
I thought it was a good chance to elevate the guys, and being that you just got off a day on Brian Danielson, excuse me, and he had a great showing. It felt like MJF can carry, carry the angle.
Yeah.
It looks like the situation in AEW is that, yeah, just giving these guys opportunities, but we're seeing the holes in their game. Almost like we're seeing like the disparity rather than highlighting them and bringing them up. And maybe it's the way they're booking it. Maybe it's the way they're they're structuring the angles. I'll say this:
Well, Sammy Guevara is hugging and kissing MJF, man.
This makes no fucking sense, like, and he's gonna take a dive for the championship match. I get it. He's the heel, the other heel in the situation, but he's also he's always playing the sidekick. Whereas when you see him in a match and he goes out there 2 weeks in a row, has a banger match, one with Darby Allin, one with Commander last week. I'm like, damn, this guy is supremely talented. Why is he always relegated to being somebody's sidekick?
Yeah.
And that's what bugs me about the situation. Even though he's now put in a world championship opportunity, he's still trying to like be put into like a sidekick role, and like the hugging and shit, and them wearing the scarf and him wearing the vest. It's corny to me. Like, it's not funny. It's not entertaining to me.
It's
I'm not sure
because Sammy's not finna. You're not finna out smug MJF, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't out slime ball MJF.
You can't really.
That's the thing.
That's his whole
thing. Sammy as a slime ball, but he ain't world champion level slime ball.
He can't. And to boot, like, we've seen him do this with Chris Jericho, and it's goofy to the point where it's like, dude, even your girl's telling you, like, yo, what's the deal, yo? Like, and I get that's the story, but at the end of the day, Sammy Guevara needs to step out the shadow for him to be in this moment. You know what I mean? And now he defeated Darby in the match because Darby got disqualified because he had a skateboard in his hand. The whole Eddie Guerrero stick, and now they're gonna do a tag team match next week. MJF and Sammy versus Darby and Jack Perry, and the winner, if they win, they get to put into a fatal 4-way match.
Lame, bro.
It's not the way I would have booked it. I think that you take a little bit of the steam away from when you're like, all right, now you guys got to tag team and be partners, and it doesn't feel like it's not the way I would have booked it. Hey, maybe other people are happy with it. I'm not completely satisfied with it. What I will say this though is I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see it play out, and I think the match itself will deliver. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the match itself will deliver, and I think that's where I have faith in this. I think MJF should come out champion. I think clearly it's not time for him to drop it. Obviously, not to these guys. Another thing I have an issue with on AEW. Sorry to kill you guys every week, but the BCC angle, God, the Blackpool Combat Club. This angle is a year too late, and it loses its teeth because the BCC got embarrassed at the last pay-per-view. Both Brian Danielson and John Moxley tapped out. Yuta goes to ROH, loses his championship. He's no longer a pure champion. Only person that has any credibility is Claudio, and he don't talk.
And he the worst champion out of the fucking four.
Yo,
bro.
he ain't
You could have kept the title on Chris Jericho if you was gonna do this shit. Nigga, I would have rather do Ocho been around this bitch. Nigga, what are we doing?
That's a big statement coming from
Nigga,
Chris right now.
Nigga.
Yo, so like it so they have no steam, and until they keep it real, I'm kind of checked out. And what I mean by keep it real is that the BCC got embarrassed. They ain't the tough guys when you tapping out. Until until the elite come out and say that shit and say, listen, if you guys are insecure that you guys aren't that good enough, you're not who you say you are, that you got to come out here and beat up Takashita, you got to cut up Don Callis, you guys got to make somebody bleed every week. If that's who you guys are, then that's not what we're about here. And you guys, I mean, I'm sorry, but Brian Danielson coming out and saying amateurs every week is not an angle to me. Amateurs, beat down. Amateurs, beat down. That is not a fucking angle to me. This is something that should be super hot. I should care a lot more about these 6 men fighting, and I don't. And I'm checked out, and a beat downs with a screwdriver is not a fucking angles. It just pisses me off. It frustrates me because it's like everybody's talented in there, and I'm a fan of every one of those wrestlers. Why am I not interested in this angle?
Because the writing is amateur. Amateur.
That's what I'm saying, man. And man, I'm sorry, you can't do the same thing week in, week out and be like, yeah, just wait for pay-per-view. It's gonna be lit. You can't drive me out 7 weeks and say, yeah, okay, don't worry, double or nothing, the match is gonna happen. Like it takes a long time for you guys to get to the point. And I think that we need something in between all that for us to care. You did the same thing with MJF and Brian Danielson. I gave it its just due because you had the whole thing with him trying to prove himself. Chris was checked out because he's like, yo, this is the same thing me. I watched all those matches with Brian Danielson because I'm a huge fan and I know he's gonna have a great match regardless of who he's fighting. And that kept me entertained. But for some people, that's not enough. And I think doing the same thing week in, week out and saying that's the entire angle. If it was 4 weeks, it might work. But it'd be like 7 weeks at a time where you're doing the same shit. This beat down with a screwdriver and saying amateurs ain't cutting it, bro. You got mad talent in both groups. Do something different. Figure something out. Shout out to Jay Cargill and Ty Valkyrie. Great main event or great match. They honestly should run it back though. I want to see that again.
Yes.
Other than that, I got nothing to say about AEW.
I would cap off the BCC elite stuff with you're giving them too much time, and House of Black needs challenge.
Thank you, God. Thank you. I've been saying this. I told you weeks ago, like, yo, the House of Black is they're kind of like not showcasing them at all.
House of Black needs challengers. Orange Cassidy. That nigga is a certified banger. I can't.
You know what's funny? I think Orange Cassidy, he reminds me of the modern day Sean Waltman. Or no. Not Sean Waltman. He reminds me of the modern day Shane Helms. I feel like the Hurricane gimmick just got super over, and it was like, yeah, it's kind of like so crazy it worked, and him doing the choke slam and almost act like he's gonna choke slam the Big Show, but it doesn't work, and then somehow getting people up and doing it, and people go crazy, like choke slam in the Rock, like that kind of stuff gets people excited because it's just like we suspend disbelief and we believe and we see the absurdity in it. Doesn't take away from their talent though. Shane Helms is one of the most talented cruiserweights in the world when he's wrestling, and especially when he changed his gimmick from Shane Helms or the Hurricane to be Gregory Helms, and he had a cruiserweight championship, and he was a whole different character. Came in talking his shit and having great matches with people, and put the cruiserweight division on blast with Kid Cash and Nunzio and the fucking Mexicools, all that shit. Shane Helms was the fucking Gregory Helms was the fucking man. Orange Cassidy is gonna be great, but within a couple of years, 2, 3 years, I want to see a Gregory Helms of Orange Cassidy. I want to see who he's like as a heel. Who not the super cool guy who doesn't care as much. What I want to see a Shane Cassidy that cares enough to cheat, cares enough to talk his shit and talk about how he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. So that's and not put his hands in his pocket. I want to see him change everything up about himself. And it doesn't have to happen this year or next year. I just think that he's in his hurricane moment.
They gotta have it soon. He damn near 50. Nigga. Oh,
How old is he?
Yeah, he like 42, 43.
Word, okay. Yo, okay, I didn't know that, but he's talented, man. Shout out to Orange Cassidy, super talented. Maybe he does do it later on. Maybe it could be a shock turn, but I think that he has potential to shock the world when it happens and become a really good heel. And he starts, really getting his mic skills and talking his shit. I want to see the Gregory Helms version of Orange Cassidy, and whatever that is, I want it to be completely opposite of Orange Cassidy and see what that looks like. All in all, still, although he's a super talented man, he needs some real challengers in this All Atlantic Championship and International Championship that you're doing. And I want to have an angle. I think that I honestly think that even his boys could wrestle him for it. I mean, I think that there was a little bit of turmoil with them. We can run it back with those guys. But yeah, man, shout out to Orange Cassidy, certified banger.
Shit. Roderick Strong's there. Well, shout out to him.
Yeah, I didn't even. I don't forget. I can't forget about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Roderick Strong. He made his debut. I forgot that he was even off NXT. But yeah, he's in AEW. Roderick Strong is all elite. He saved Adam Cole from a beatdown this week, and it makes sense, So him's his boy. It's his boy.
Shit, you want to roll into Breakin Black or
what you got?
Business and Logic. We can't go through the show without talking Business and Logic and the scam and the investigation.
All right, I'm gonna let you lead this one and explain what's going on with this because I know a little bit about it, but I think you know more.
This nigga saying, "I'm just reading Twitter." That's it.
Twitter is where I get my news. That's what he
said. Stop nigga. I ain't finna lie. Man, Twitter been holding that. Okay, so all right. So the latest WWE's investigation scandal. Jeez Louise. I sent it to the group chat, I believe. So let me pull it up.
So it's based on racial discrimination in storytelling, I believe.
Yep. And I'm not sure if it's. Remember, we celebrated during the pandemic. They had hired, the diversity hire, and they black women, booking black, and was like, yo, they brought the women on. I'm not sure if this is one of the women that they hired, but I have to again, like I said, I have to do my research on that. But yeah, these niggas is always in some shit, brother.
Yeah, did you hear about okay, no, I'll let you say it.
Go ahead.
No, because it really doesn't have anything to do with this.
Go ahead. It filibuster while
do you know Raka Khan?
Raka Khan, who's that? What's that?
She was a former Impact Wrestling champion. I mean, Impact diva or wrestler. I think she used to date Kurt Angle, and but her real name is Trinisha Danielle Biggers, and she's suing mad people. She was in the 2005 WWE Diva search. Apparently, she claims that she has a court case against multiple. I can't even get into I don't want to say the wrong names, but I'll get the information. I'll let you know. But yeah, suing WWE, suing a couple other people individually, former wrestlers, saying they tried to they kidnapped her and stuff like that. It's just a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So is people names named in it? Did she name
yeah,
names? Okay,
she
so
did. She did.
this is speculation.
Dwayne Johnson was part of it. Chris Benoit was named a part of it. I'm not sure, but it was going to trial. So I'm like, did they have any fucking like? How do they? If
Wow.
I'm not, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
It's a
things.
$3 billion lawsuit. What the hell?
Okay, so where are you reading this from? We got to quote our sources. That's how it's out. Even if it's a website, that's fine. Where excuse me. What
Sports manner.
sports manner?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is
She said
actually
that there was a conspiracy against her regarding Technic's criminal case. She's been alleged to have had to have interfered with child custody, a crime that is highly punishable. Dwayne Johnson and Biggers do not share any close relationship. The only association they had in common before the lawsuit was their connection to the wrestling industry, being one of the greatest names to exist to wrestling. The allegations now put his career under the hammer. Um,
that sounds very far fetched, if anything.
411 Mania reported it too.
411 Mania. Oh no. Okay. All right. All right. We're not gonna give this any more airtime here.
But wait, believe all women. I heard. I'm just saying.
Oh, excuse me.
I thought we were supposed to believe all women, like you know.
You said believe, bro. I mean, is there okay? I'm about to read this racial profile, this racial discrimination. It's been reported by ESPN. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't believe all. It's not believe all women. It's like believe all out journalistic outlets. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why
Okay.
some discernment on the journalistic.
All right. Let's just scratch that. Act like it never happened. Go ahead. Sorry, Rocka. I tried.
Well, I told you the filibuster, it worked. I found what I was looking for. So good job on you, man.
Exactly.
So you did what needed to be done. WWE is sued by former writer for alleged racial discrimination. All right. Former WWE writer has filed a lawsuit against the company claiming racial discrimination, a hostile work environment. Brittany Abrams, a black woman, says she was fired by WWE last year in retaliation for pushing back against racism as well as racist and stereotypical pitches in the writers' room, according to court documents.
Okay.
The suit was filed on Monday. This past Monday, in the U.S. District Courts for Eastern District of New York. There's a list of defendants as WWE assessed plus 5 backstage company employees, executives, Ms. McMahon, Stephanie McMahon. The lawsuit alleges that during her time as Ms. Abrams' time employment there, several writers made racist pitches. One included the idea of a backstory for Saudi Arabian-born wrestler Mansoor having secretly orchestrated the attacks of 9/11. What the fuck is that?
That has to be a joke or something. Like they can really pitch that.
Abrams also claimed that writers continuously penned scripted racist stereotypical jargon for WWE superstar champion Bianca Belair, who was black. She also alleges there was a push for Nigerian wrestler Apollo to speak an over-the-top Nigerian accent, something you did not like, and Apollo did not like as well, but it was pushed upon him.
Yeah, man. I mean, actually, I didn't mind him trying because I don't mind doing the accent, you know, and putting some because he needed something, bro. What I didn't like was the Nigerian drum match. That was just ridiculous. That was ridiculous. But I do believe all this. I think that this is like I'm not surprised. Go ahead.
And this is the icing on the cake. There's an idea to rebrand Shane Thornton a white wrestler as a hunter who hunted and imprisoned other wrestlers. Brother.
I mean, I do believe all this. I'm not surprised. Here's what I'll say though: in the writing room, you're gonna hear this type of stuff. There are people who are throwing out ideas, and yeah, it didn't happen. Like my thing is like they didn't go with the Shane Thorne thing. So like you can say they brought it up. If you think that you got fired because of pushing back on that,
No,
then yeah, then yeah, you deserve your money. Pay her.
so
Like
this is allegedly why she got fired though. Abrams claims she was fired by WWE because she took home a commemorative chair from WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, even though that was an open practice. It was open practice among WWE employees, and she witnessed white employees doing the very same thing without punishment. She was like, in the years prior to plaintiffs making her complaint, in the years prior to the plaintiff making her complaint of discrimination, WWE did not subject employees to disciplinary actions in response to taking the removable temporary seating limited edition WrestleMania branded chairs from WrestleMania events.
that was
So
the reason, really.
that's that. So
Yeah, pay her. Like honestly, that's
yeah,
ridiculous.
because if you putting that, if you gonna say it ain't because of the pushback, and you know you can't fire because of the pushback, but you gonna fire because she took home a chair.
Yeah,
It,
that's wild.
I
That's
mean, like,
wild.
you know,
Maybe she was already had heat from the pushback on racial stereotypes stuff like that. But honestly, that's what they hired you for. They shouldn't fire her for that. If you're hired as a black woman to be in the writers' room, yeah, that's your job is to push back on certain racial stereotypes that might not go over. I think she's protecting you guys. Like like yeah, maybe you shouldn't do the Shane Thorne thing, locking up a black dude in a cage. All right, all right, let's not do it. Thank you. That's it.
let's not have Bianca Belair after she said over and over again she don't want to take her earrings out and say I'm gonna beat your ass. I mean, because it's a presentation, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it, and this is my thing too. No matter, we talked about it when we talked about it, we said, yo, you hiring somebody, are you
I mean, I
hiring?
kind of like the earrings coming out though. I mean, that's kind of like the straps coming down. I feel like I love that shit. It's just kind of hot. I
But
like that shit.
for Bianca to be like you said, but again, this is my thing, right? Bianca already is the most prominent black female star on the roster. You got one, the other one was screamed, she's ratchet, and now the other one got a long braid, is gonna take out her earrings and say, I'm gonna beat your ass. You are boxing them in.
I mean, the ratchet thing wasn't WWE doing
No,
that. I
it
think
was.
taking out earrings and saying they're gonna be. I think that's not a racial thing. I think that I've seen white girls do that. I've seen other girls do that. I've seen Spanish girls do that. Trust me, I've seen many women take out their earrings before they get into a fight. I don't look at enough. There's certain type of like ghetto verbiage being used in her promos. Absolutely, yeah, you should push back on that. Now, if that's what her role was in the writings room, you guys got to understand you hired her for that reason. So let her cook, let her push back, and allow her to speak up, allow her to get her point across, and don't get up mad if she has a point on some like hey, chill, like maybe we shouldn't do this. And Mansoor being, come on, 9/11, like you guys already know. That's why you guys didn't do the whole Muhammad Hassan thing. You guys know better than that. You guys freaking fired Muhammad Hassan after 9/11 because he was too close to
My
the
nigga,
situation.
my
He didn't
nigga,
even do nothing.
my nigga,
He got his whole
my nigga,
career
a teacher in the city now.
as teacher now. Yeah, like he got his whole career ended because of you guys know how sensitive that is. So like, I think that these comments probably were made. They did not go to TV, but that's what the writer room is for. Like, so I'm not surprised that there are tone deaf white dudes or in the writers room saying dumb shit. I'm not. What I am surprised is that you guys will then fire her over a chair and act like that's the reason when other people do it. And she has a valid case. I think that
No,
this is
my whole
warranted.
larger my whole larger point to, like you said, the tone deaf situation is that those tone deaf people have value, have a higher
Voice.
value and a voice and a role and a place within the company. So you can hire. It's essentially like WWE's hiring, and then saying, "Hey, you work under him," and this nigga is like, "I don't need no fucking help." You know what I'm saying? And she's right, playing the hey, I don't think. He's like, yo,
Yes, ego, all
yo,
that type of stuff. Yeah.
shut your fucking mouth. You can. It might not be as that demonstrative or that demeaning or that degrading, but essentially, if she can't, like you say, if she can't be a part and work collaboratively with you and help put some red marks on that script, then essentially she is your subordinate, and nothing that she says essentially is going to be heard and respected. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I can see if she has some tension backstage, takes a
Absolutely,
chair home, and they're like, "Oh, let's just fire. Let's
absolutely.
give her. That's the reason we're going to go with."
Or also, like you gotta see, like you say, she's in a position. She said it in the writers' room. It still got written, and she's the responsible one to go take the script to the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now she's responsible for running back to the script. Like, yo, they said they don't like this. Now you got Bianca's, hard to deal with or don't want to. Now you got the backstage shit. That the same thing with Sasha and Naomi and Trinity, right? Or Mercedes and Trinity. It's usually, when we talk about pronouns on the other side, that's their name now. So just call them their name. You know what I'm saying? So with Mercedes and Trinity, you got the same kind of elements and elks and remnants around, like, yo, we the writers, you write, because essentially when you're an actor, you don't get to go back to the actor, to the director and the producer and the writer and be like, I'm not saying this, I'm not performing this. You got hired for the role, essentially. You play the role, you know what it is, you went through the reading, all that, everything, you audition. So essentially you don't, if we're comparing the two,
Yeah.
a writer who's coming in and is not in this world of wrestling, who's a writer, right? Because we talk about all the time. They have people that come in with their, like you say, their own ego, their own background, their own placements of where they've been at. They know I write, you perform. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Ain't no really back and forth shit going on where I come from.
Yeah, and wrestling is it's a little bit close to the person and character. I'll be honest with you, Bianca hasn't come off as ghetto to me.
No.
I think she's been great. I think her presentation has been true to her, and she seems relatable. She doesn't seem like, oh, she's like a ghetto to me. But so I think they successfully have done that.
Fine line for a black woman too, and I don't want to speak purely on that, but for a black woman to be relatable, kind of universally to all black women, and not be what's relatable to what's universal seen by the glasses of other people of what black women are, that's a tightrope. You know what I'm saying? Because black women are strong, black women are firm, black women are definite, black women are also, at some point in time, they can be looked at as very much a demonstrative, and Bianca's not that. Bianca is on the side of like, no, I handle business, nigga. That relates to a lot of black women, and you don't want to alienate a subset of a larger group of where you can be like she's a megastar. You know what I'm saying? She's a megastar.
Absolutely. Like I say, Bianca Belair is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I think she thinks she gets enough credit. She's like top 3, maybe not, and not 3. So like I believe that that's possible that these things could have come up in a writer's room, but at the same time, I don't think it's like criminal that they did come up. I think that they gotta throw things at the wall sometimes and then say, "Hey, listen, through all this bullshit, these are bad ideas, and we're going with the good ones." That's what the room is for. We do it our time, with our business and what we got to bring to the pod. Creativity is a ugly process sometimes. But if you're firing her off of a chair and guising, if you're firing her for her pushing back and guising it as theft from a chair, then pay her money, man. This is probably gonna be settled in court, and she deserves it. That's all I'll say. Because
you know what she really deserves? She deserves to be in that room still.
I mean, absolutely. Let's be real. She deserves to be in that room still. But at this point, I don't think you want to be there.
Absolutely.
So for the next person in that room, I'll say, black women in particular, please respect their opinions, and that's what I'll leave it at. It's like,
And that's frustrating because you think you hired me because I thought you're making real change.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that I was going to be a part of that
mhm.
revolution.
It
It,
shouldn't just be like a diversity hire. No, this is to be an impactful voice in this room,
yeah.
and I'm glad she stuck her ground on some of these topics, and I hope she gets everything that she deserves. But yeah, I'm not surprised about WWE having these kind of conversations. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but I'm not surprised. Unfortunately.
Um. Okay. So you want to get into our top fives?
Sure, sure.
All right. Top five. Top five. Top fives. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna end up getting that. I'm gonna end up getting that Dylon drop, nigga, and
Yo,
that's
yeah.
gonna be all right.
Dylan, Dylan.
Hey, yo, that's
Yeah,
gonna be our job, bro.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna work on
Top
that.
five best rappers alive.
I'm gonna work on that for our anniversary, but that's
All
gonna be
right.
all right. So, you going first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I'll give you some time. I'm just gonna do the underground performers of the week.
Okay.
Um, my underground performer of the week starts with L.A. Knight. No.
Motherfucker.
Starts with LWO, and then number five is LWO. Four is L.A. Knight. What's
Okay.
up? What's
Okay.
up? Listen, I feel like LWO has been going off. Like every time they put in the ring, they are showing out.
Yo,
Low key.
niggas is mad that they losing, and I'm like, yeah, that's what they're there for.
I mean, yeah, they ain't there yet,
That
but they're having great
nigga
performances.
Psychosis and fucking Juventud Guerrero wasn't win a whole bunch of matches, brother. The Silver King, La Parca, nigga, they were like, you know what I'm saying? Like they weren't there, you know what I'm saying?
L.A. Park. Um, listen, yeah, but LWO. Listen, for the fact of not winning is cool. It's not cool, but like, hey, man, like whoever got to win the match, got to win the match. Street Profits got the victory, and Javin did need the victory to look credible as well. So, here's what I'll say: keep them hot, keep them active, but we obviously see that they can have great matches. I think, or good matches at least, and they're throwing themselves all over the place. So shout out to LWO. I love the commitment to the craft and the luchador and what you've been doing and just the intensity I bring to each match. Number four is LA Knight. That dude is over as a mother, and I believe that he's another one who's the older veteran who is really finding his groove and is late in his career. And he's a better wrestler than I thought. And that's why he's on my list
Yes,
this week. He had a
exactly.
really good match with Butch. He's a
Yes.
better wrestler than I anticipated. He had a really good match with Butch. Shout out to LA Knight. And then
Yeah.
the next three, I already talked about all of them. I'm going to put them all in lumped in 1, 2, 3 in this order. Or 3, 2, 1 in this order is Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, and Indy Hartwell. Uh, like I said, banger of the week. I'm just going to give them all my top three positions because right now they deserve it. Banger of the week. Underrated performers.
Damn, bro. Nigga.
What's up?
The fucking same fucking list except for five. I had Bad Bunny because I was so fucking convinced when he came out there with that Kindle stick. Then he started talking Spanish, and the crowd kind of understood what he was saying, and David out was like, "Oh, really, motherfucker? Oh, really? Like, I think he might have said something that you know what I'm saying? Like, so Bad Bunny was number five. I really dug underground. I want more. I want more Bad.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's good. Yeah.
Number four was LA Knight, bro. That nigga when he hopped up and
Yeah.
did the suplex.
Suplex. Yeah, I know, man. That shit was ill.
Yeah, he nice, man. He nice. Number three for me. was going to be um, Jade.
Okay.
I think her she had her best potential match, right? Because I think Athena was good. I think Taya is a veteran that can walk her
She's a
through a
good
little.
match.
Yeah.
There's a good pairing between those two, and I
Yes.
think I saw some chemistry there. And I think
Yes.
that they need another go at
They
it, like
just they
for
just need another go. They need better writing, and they just need a longer time.
yeah.
I think that's what makes me want
Like
more.
these two girls, women, I believe should be like brawling through the crowd and shit. Like I want to see them
Yes,
go all
they,
out.
they
Like
they have the ability. They have the ability to fucking do more than what many women have been able. But again, AEW allows the women. They have the lights out match. They have the street match.
they
The street
have.
match. They
But they
allow.
protected Jade. Jade had not been like let off the leash. They kind of
Yes,
protect her in the
yes,
ring, and then they just
yes,
cut it
yes,
short. I want to
yes,
see Jade go all out. Give her 15 minutes, give her 20 minutes, and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. See if she can go. I think she can do it. Look at her. She's in great shape. Like
yes. I will. I'm gonna finish my list, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a person I don't ever want to fucking see.
what?
So,
Go ahead.
underground. Like we want to see who we like. We want to see more of and stuff like that. Okay, okay. So I just want to
Okay, bet.
just flash to me. Okay, so
Number
underground.
two,
Let's see more. Number two, Bandino.
Bandito. Okay.
Bandino. I know he's a former champion elsewhere. I think he was right. He was
ROH.
champion. Yes,
Yeah.
right. He falls in line with Roosh and
Yeah.
and all that. And so I want to see more of him. And he had a great match with Orange Cassidy's on the other list. You know, what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the top wrestlers of the week list because
Mm-hmm.
Orange takes every competitor that he's been with, and I've been paying attention. Like he started for me when he had a decent match with Jeff Jarrett when crowd was ooh on, but he won. And I'm like, yes, he kept the gold off of Jeff, and I started paying attention. So Jeff, he brings the best out of people. So I like Orange Cassidy. I'm crossing over to the other side on that. But Bandito, and number one for me is the triple threat. I didn't give him 3-2-1. I gave them all one. They all can share
Okay.
with that. I love the fact that Tiffany is self-aware. She says she's not ready. She wants to develop. She wants to take the time. She wants to earn it. She wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to go through it. And she showed it. Again, Roxanne. She's someone who can come up. Roxanne and Bailey would be fire on SmackDown.
Roxanne Bailey. Yeah, I like that.
Roxanne and
Yeah.
Bailey would be fire.
I don't think Roxanne should be called up either yet, even though she's like kind of like the prodigy who probably could. But give her some more time. Give it to like SummerSlam or even next year. I think Roxanne is a great piece to have in that division right now, especially with certain Indy Hartwell going. You got Zoe
Yeah,
Stark leaving.
yeah. I think
She's great.
Roxanne and Crow still has a story to tell for that NXT
Mhm.
championship, women's championship as well. They still got a little bit more that they can dive into.
For sure.
But that match, Roxy was the prodigy, but Tiffany was definitely there to show that she ain't nothing to sneeze at. And Indy, man, like you say, she that spot was not planned. She
Yeah.
couldn't get her leg up out of her, and she came out, finished the match, did a couple spots, won. I thought she was coming down to change. I thought she was coming down to change the finish, right? I thought she was coming down and like, hey, can't but she won. So
Yeah, she won. Yeah, she came back and finished the match and won it.
that was crazy.
I didn't even know she was that injured until afterwards. But shout out to Indy. Like I said, you're drafted now, so when she comes back, I think people will be excited to see her on debut on the roster. But yeah, just heal up quickly. I'm sure she'll probably do a promo on NXT and drop the title, and they'll probably have like a tournament, or something, or like a multi-woman match to crown the next champion. But They had a banger match, so shout out to them.
Okay, let me tell you why I'm so fucking upset. This is why Rampage. This is why Rampage is so dog shit. You know who's on Rampage? Did you watch Rampage?
I don't watch Rampage, man. I don't got time for that shit.
All right. So Jay White and Juice Robinson together had a tag team match where Ricky Starks. Do you know who Ricky Starks' partner was?
Who was it?
Sean fucking Spears.
Let's go. Yeah, that's that dude, man. He just came back from maternity leave or paternity leave. He's had a baby. Shout out to Sean Spears, man. The dude's underrated, man. He got some work. He can wrestle, man. I never had a problem with 10, man. Ty Dillinger. What's good? What's up? What
Dude,
did he do?
dude, dude.
What?
Ricky Starks don't need, bro. He don't need to be with Sean Spears.
There's a lot of people that don't need to be with certain people in AEW, but they are. They're fucking up.
Bro, Ricky Starks don't need to be with Sean Spears. Jay White and Ricky Starks need to be one-on-one on a mic. This is my era. No, this is my era. I'm up next. No, I'm up next. Let's see who's the best. Point fucking blank, period, bro.
I wouldn't mind if Ricky Starks got his ass beat week after week by himself against Jay White and CJ Parker, Juice Robinson, whatever.
But
I
he
call him.
just did that against the Jericho Association. Nigga, what are we doing to nigga? Bro. So they just do reruns over there?
I guess so.
They just
My
do
thing is that you need some promos in there too. You can't just do it for just doing your sake. I don't mind it if you have some context behind why they're fighting. I don't mind it if you had some motivation behind. Listen, I need to get one up on you specifically. Even with Chris Jericho, there was some more promos involved, and I enjoyed it because you got to see Ricky Starks shine, and that's all I care about, to see Ricky Starks shine, and Jay White, your new
he not
free agent.
shining with Sean Spears, cuz.
I mean, it's a Rampage tag team match. I ain't sweating it. Sean Spears right now. I think he's a good hand. Like I said, a good hand. I've never had a problem with him wrestling.
No, I don't, but he can't. He last time we seen him, he was in a pinnacle, brother.
Yeah.
It was MJF, and like, so where you come from? Where you been? Like, the story is you just had a baby, nigga. And
Congratulations, Sean.
Yeah, bro. Again, like I'm saying, Ricky. We talk about who we talking about, right? We say who can hold a candle to MJF, right? We saw Ricky promo for promo with him, eat him up. Ricky is a vet in the ring. He lost. He said he wanted to come back. He beat Jericho. He should be back
already.
He should.
You're running back.
Yeah,
the front to lose again. Like, I mean, I'm giving Ricky Starks right now.
I hear, but what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is in comparison. You got
I hear you.
Boys, Sammy and them, and you have fucking Ricky beat Jericho this whole time, and now he got Sean Spears, Juice, and Jay White, and none of that shit. None of them joints is popping. Nothing's popping. You got four niggas in one joint over here, and you got four niggas in another joint over here, and neither one of that shit got any grease to it.
I think that since you got so much time between pay-per-views, alternate weeks on storytelling and giving time to it, because you give a lot of time to MJF, Chris Jericho, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Great. Next week, Dynamite, like, do light storytelling with them. Go hard on Ricky Starks. Go hard on Warlock and Hobbs. Give him promos. Go hard on Jay Cargill and Taya and the women's division as a whole. Because when you have the same thing happen for weeks on end with your main acts, it gets stale, and then other people suffer because you're doing the same shit with them too, who they don't get the time that to really explore different avenues with their stories. I'm not I'm not enjoying their story way of storytelling. And Rampage, telling me I don't know what it's for. Like I don't know what, and they're making a third show, Collision. There's rumors of CM Punk is going to pretty much headline that show with the freaking FTR, and he already had his meeting with Chris Jericho. It went well, and they're willing to work together again. That's the rumor going on. I see that show becoming stale too because now maybe they will get better. Maybe they'll tell better stories because they got more time, and other people will get time. But I think that they're super like, okay, we're in this town. You got to have Kenny Omega out there. You got to have Chris Jericho out there. You got to have MJF out there, and that in each town, yeah. But you don't always got to go in with them that much. Like how many promos, how many segments does MJF have to have in one show? Think about that. Or Chris Jericho, or the Elite. How many segments? And I think that sometimes it gets too much. If Ricky Starks had two segments and you say, okay, we're going to set something up in the beginning of the night and we're going to pay it off here in the middle of the show, or we're going to have Jay Cargill set something up in the beginning of the show, we're going to pay it off at the end. Like, then it gets like, all right, there's other people also getting some love. And where's the fucking, House of Black? I mean, I knew this was going to happen. Like I said, they're going to get the title and they're going to be like not seen again. And I had fears of, the BCC and the Elite usurping the role of the 3-on-3 angle or the group angle when that title should be the center of any group feud. I think that title should be the center of, and it could be Dark Order, it could be fucking whatever the whatever Jericho Appreciation Society. That title should be where the groups come to fight and to have one angle going on at a time. If that's the case, you should have kept the titles on the Elite if you wanted to do this then. That would have made it a little bit more interesting to me. But there's a dysfunction in their storytelling. It's just broken somehow. And they had a huge opportunity for WrestleMania to say, let's get the eyes on us. We got Jay White coming. We got the Elite back. We got John Moxley. CM Punk is coming down the line. Like, we got things to set up now. Forbidden Door, Double Nothing, all in overseas in London. We got mad shit. Let's do something hot right now so people know that we're cooking with gas. We know we ain't fucking around. Let's give them the best match. You could have went straight to Adam Cole MJF. I would have been locked in. But there's something up with y'all. I don't know. You gotta figure something out with the storytelling AEW. So I get it. But yeah, Sean Spears randomly being a Ricky Starks tag team partner. I'm not surprised. It doesn't make no sense. I thought Hook was the guy that he had his back a couple weeks ago. And this is what I'm saying. Like, random people saving him, like, it doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. Sorry.
Hook is tag teaming with Isaiah Cassidy, Matt Hardy, and some other person against, Sanjay Dutton and Jeff Jarrett and Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal.
Y'all are turning into Impact, old Impact, old TNA.
Trash.
Where their storylines that make no damn sense either.
Nigga, Keith Lee's in a tag team with Dustin Rhodes. Naturally Limitless. What? What's going on? What is going on, man?
Yo, AEW is like bizarro land, dog.
What more do
Keith
you
Lee.
want from me?
Yo, man, it's like, Keith Lee's like, I came to do this.
Nigga, pour water. Nigga.
Boy.
That's your ass get, nigga. Pour water.
You got Andrade hasn't been seen on TV in mad long. The Malachi Black gets lucky to be on TV. I don't know what y'all doing with him. Y'all left and y'all doing worse than NXT and WWE. At least on that show, you would be, jobbing to freaking Seth Rollins or some shit. Like, y'all ain't even on TV. Man, that's crazy. Keith Lee is now tagging with Dustin Rhodes. That does more for Dustin Rhodes than it does for Keith Lee. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. Anyways, Let's get to our top performers of the week.
Yeah, it's time performance. Let's wrap this up. I'm fried.
I can see.
All right, top five. I'll go.
Okay.
Shout out to CM Punk, number 5.
What? This makes no fucking sense. He wasn't on TV, dog.
Bro, he ran the story. Bro, he's the story. He started off the storyline of the week. He was at Raw. Raw was just
This is for performers, dog.
a performer. Yeah, he's a performer still. Is he not? Is he not? Is he not? Is he not a performer?
He didn't perform this week, though.
Why didn't he perform? He showed up and put on a performance and went to backstage of Raw, my nigga. What are you talking about? He performed like shit.
Yo, he's backstage at Impact too. Does that mean he's performing?
Hold on. Nigga, stop. Now you wanna don't fucking play me, nigga. Don't play me, nigga. How many shows WWE been to Chicago during the time that Punk's 7-year hiatus? Now, how many times has Punk been in a fucking situation or a tissy with a wrestling promotion that is a rival of WWE? And like, you cannot tell me that this nigga is not meticulous. You cannot tell me that this nigga is not
calculated for real.
Calculated. Yeah. He's not strategizing. He is performing.
Okay.
For Monday to be fucking before Raw starts. Phil CM Punk's backstage, and we just thinking like, man, shut y'all dumbasses up. It's footage of him talking to Tamina in the parking lot.
This nigga ain't discreet at all.
It's reports that a nigga talked to the Miz, shook hands with Triple H. Like, this nigga was making rounds.
Out of nowhere. Yo,
he was making rounds, brother. Yo, Seth Rollins caught wind. He was like, look, brother, hey, y'all got Cody in this bitch. Ain't no way I'm buddy with Phil. Get this bitch out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Shout out to CM Punk, man. Top 5 performer of the week. That nigga put on a performance for yo. He put on a performance for their ass. I can tell you that, bro. All right, number 4, Orange Cassidy. Not too many times I can keep him off the list if he's going to be the best champion in AEW. Like, he is the best in-ring champion that AEW has to offer. And I mean, they are stacked, but nobody that holds a championship is better than him right now. Week to week, show to show, you can guarantee that Orange Cassidy is going to put on a great performance. Number 3, Cody. Cody had a really good promo, advanced the storyline. He's very serious with this Brock thing, very deliberate. You know what I'm saying? This is possibly the Here Nigga Damn Championship, but as we discussed earlier in depth, there has been multiple Here Nigga Damn Championships, including the one that he's chasing, the Universal Here Nigga Damn, the Universal, the red. When they brought that red title out, and he was like, what is that? Like, hey, it's the championship that you want that Brock got. It's the championship that you want that Brock don't have. And then eventually Brock got that motherfucker too and held that bitch for a year too. And Seth had to be on the show as the Intercontinental Champion and Tag Team title because that World Championship was off the title again. But I digress. Cody is on Raw. Had a great promo. Finn came out. Finn didn't have really the best promo, but progressed it to where they had a really good match. But I'm digging Cody. Can't really he holding it together. He's stringing it together. Number 2 for the week, Seth Rollins. His promo, real. You said He said what Cody felt. No, Cody said, I'm winning it for my daddy. I'm winning it for my family. That nigga Seth said, no, I'm selfish. I felt that. That nigga said, Seth came out, said, nigga, no. It's for me. Everything I done did, all this shit out of the flag I done buried. No, I was against him for fucking who was the no. This is for me. Roman, you bitch, you want it? I come where you at. No, nobody want to put me up against you. You want to politic and don't want me to have you beat you? Cool. But this one is me. That's the stuff that you say you want it. That's the stuff that we've been getting for a while. But it has been played into a character where he's shit with the because he had to do with the Logan Paul and he had to be with Austin Theory and hey Bobby, and when they should be fighting for a world champ. We said it, Bobby and Seth for a world championship would have banged, but Bobby lost the title to Brock and all that, so it was stupid. But here we are, and Seth remembers just like we remember, and he said, "There's no Brock here, there's no Roman here. This title's mine." And Seth, again, if it isn't Roman, if it isn't Brock, it is Seth.
It better be me. That's what he's saying. It better be me.
It better be me. it better be me.
Dead ass. And number one.
Number one for me of the week. It wasn't tough, but it was. I wanted to be practical, but also just like, Mercedes Moné, for what she's done over the past 2 weeks, month, right? I can't say that there's a performer that's topped her. Even though she lost the championship, you know what I'm saying? She lost the IWGP Women's Championship, but she elevated it in such a shorter amount of time. The impact she made over in that women's division, the sustainability that I believe she'll be able to help with the growth of that division over there. She's going to be in Long Beach for their United States show. But man, her being a topic of discussion from what we talked about last week about how she impacted Trinity and but she told Trinity, hey, you have worth, you have value. You can go get what it is that you want out of this, and I'll support you with this because I know you're gonna support me with me. And from seeing what we talked about last week to now, Trinity, where she signed, money, bag, on TV with the support of, and she was there supporting her friend, had a banger of the match. She's still the topic of discussion. I love Mercedes. I love what she's doing. I just always think that whenever she's in the spotlight of what she's doing right now, I think she always has to be in the conversation of top 5 in the world. So I had to put it in.
Yeah, I would love to get Mercedes on the pod. I know you said it's, oh, why would she come on it? I don't care. Let's talk some CBD. Let's talk some marijuana. Let's talk some wrestling. We need a woman wrestler on this pod. We haven't have one yet. So we gotta, why not her? Listen, I'm with it. I'm always going to champion Mercedes as one of the best wrestlers in the world. So shout out to her. She definitely putting New Japan on the map. And she's in that woman division. So I'm gonna get into my list.
Yes.
Okay, you ready? All right. Number 5 on the list. I'm just gonna be honest. The guy is super talented, like I'm saying. He's becoming one of my favorites to watch in the ring. Sammy Guevara, man, 2 weeks in a row has put on bangers. Yeah, I know he's not. I can also say that he's not performing the way I want in his promos. That is a hit on him. But as far as in the ring, that guy is a special act. And I know you like Orange Cassidy, but I like him a little bit better. You know, as far as what he can do in the ring. Um, man, every time I see him, I kind of want to hate the guy, but I'm like, yo, it's really nice what he could do in that ring, dog. Sammy Guevara of my fifth on the week of the top performer of the week. Number four, Carmelo Hayes, guy is rocking NXT. Him and Grayson Waller put on a good match, and
Okay.
then got a huge spear through like a wall with a Braun Breaker. I'm curious to see. As a babyface, I think he's doing great. Like he's made that transition so smoothly, and even though he cheated to get the championship, but he's kind of like, oh, we're not gonna talk about that. He's
Told
him.
you.
We're in the him era, so we move past. Actually, he is honestly number three. My number four is AJ Styles. Seeing him come back with the OC.
What?
Yeah. Number four was AJ, and then number
Okay,
three
you
is Carmelo.
question me. But he ain't perform, nigga.
So
He
nigga,
did
you put CM
eight.
Punk was in a parking lot. This nigga was on TV. God. This nigga was on the actual show, and this nigga's in a parking lot. You put him on your list. Don't start with me. Don't play with me. Listen, AJ Styles and the OC. I gotta hand it to him. Their segment. They made a statement. He's back. He hasn't been on TV. And it was just nice seeing him back. He's number four. Carmelo's number three. He got the phenomenal forearm, and I'm curious to see him and link it up with the Viking Raiders. In San Juan. See what goes on there. Um, and what he does in SmackDown too. So I'm curious to see what he does, with Roman, hopefully down the line, or if he's a heel or face. We'll see what happens. Number three, Carmelo. Number two, Cody Rhodes. Good match with Finn Balor. Like you said, he had a great promo. And he's setting the stage for him and Brock. He's doing his job, man. So I shout out to Cody Rhodes, still killing it. And number one, I gotta give it to the Usos, Sammy, and KO. All of them deserve to be number one this week for the main event of SmackDown. They set the stage after Triple H came out and made their picks. They came out and did a promo on the stage and set the stage for that match that night, and they stole the show. It's not my banger of the week because the woman in NXT really wants to show them some love and show the whole show some love this week, but they deserve the banger of the week as well. Honors. To be quite honest, they had a great match, man. These four guys are so good. Like go back and watch the match, the near falls, how they built it. How they took Sammy out the match, and then they isolated KO. KO's kicking out a super kick after super kick. Finally, Sammy gets back, saves them. Like the drama, especially with this being dedicated to Roman Reigns, everything they did to set up the match over the past 2 weeks. Every promo on Raw, every promo on SmackDown led up to this, and KO and Sammy pull out the victory. Uh, and man, even Paul Heyman and him saying to Solo, "Hey, this is your night." I'm thinking that Solo is gonna come out, and if the Usos don't win, he's gonna like spike them, but like it's a hit or something. But that didn't happen. Matt Riddle came to make the save before Solo could even get involved, and before even getting involved in the match, and he took him out when he walked out to the ring. But yes, Sammy and KO victorious. We'll see the fallout of this next week on Raw probably or SmackDown. We'll see.
Are you? And this ties into our thing. Are you tired?
Am I tired?
Are you tired of this? Are you tired of this? Like I was gonna wrap up. You got the bloodline finally. Like, what is the end game?
I think this is another layer that I think now we need to see Roman. Roman's now the next he gets to come back. So maybe after San Juan we get the fallout from this. But Roman has to come back and lay down the law with the Usos, and we'll see where that goes. And then we have to see another challenger arise for Roman, and him and Solo being on their own. See, I think the Usos will be drafted to Raw, and that will probably be what happens. They will be drafted to Raw. Solo stays with Roman because he's the guy who's been very reliable for him, and the Usos will be like, "Yo, we are now, exiled off the island of relevancy on Raw now, and we need to earn our way back." But over the course of that, we'll see if they develop into their own solo acts. I think that the remainder of this year will show if we can get a brother versus brother match WrestleMania next year, if Jay can get away from the bloodline, because I think that Sammy has been teasing that,
Mm.
listen, Jay, listen, like, wake up. Like, you don't got to be, manipulated by Roman anymore. So that, I think them not accomplishing the goal is going to put them, you know, in odds with Roman, and they're going to get kicked out of the bloodline, so that will then cause turmoil with their tag team. Maybe we'll see.
All right, brother.
All right, I think that's it. No Book and Black this week.
Shit. I mean,
let me ask you, Book and Black, Bianca Belair, SmackDown. Who should be her first challenger? You pick anybody on the roster that's not drafted to Raw.
Man, we don't know yet. The rest of the draft has
pick anybody. Yeah, you pick anybody that hasn't been drafted to Raw. I mean, if they get drafted, cool. But like as of right now, on the roster,
I will say.
I got somebody. What I want to say. Go ahead.
To me, honestly, I think you do. I think you do Charlotte
right away.
I mean, how many fucking startup feuds Bianca gonna have, right? Like, what we gonna do? Throw Lacey Evans at the motherfucker again?
I was saying Lacey Evans and Charlotte. I mean, Lacey. Put it this way: Lacey Evans, like pinup gimmick. If she never got pregnant, she would have been champion before Liv Morgan. I'm dead ass. I definitely think she would have been champion before Liv Morgan if she had that. If she never got pregnant and and had to leave. Now they gotta make her the biggest heel on SmackDown, bro. Lacey Evans or Shayna Baszler. One of those two should be next up. Charlotte and Bianca is too big for like Night of Champions to me.
Shayna and Bianca is nice.
Yeah, those are the two that I have in mind.
Shayna and Bianca is nice.
Yeah,
I like that. I think Charlotte and Shayna is the only two big dogs that, or Ronda.
Is she injured or hurt? Well, I don't know. Ronda's good too.
I think Ronda and Bianca will bang.
What about Ronda, Bianca, and Shayna in Triple Threat?
No.
Champions.
No. I need baddest woman, and Bianca say, "Who the S? Yeah. Who the S?" I need that.
Okay.
I need that.
I like that, but I think she should go to. I think keep Ronda away, get Shayna her match for Night of Champions, and by SummerSlam, Ronda comes back, and that's the SummerSlam match. Bianca, Ronda Rousey, who's the baddest in Detroit? Let's go.
Damn shit! Bianca don't want to go get her in Detroit. I don't know what else city you can go get her in, nigga. You better take your ears off in Detroit, nigga.
And with that being said, that's Book and Black. Everything is wrestling. All is love.
Put some gasoline on your skin and everything.
Take the earrings out. Put the black Air Forces on.
You better put that thing in your butt, nigga. You better not go no fight in Detroit looking pretty, nigga. You better squat up.
But yeah, I think we booked it. That's what we want for Bianca on SmackDown. There we go.
Man, everything is freestyled here, man.
For real. But speaking of Charlotte, I don't think her and Bianca should touch until WrestleMania. I think that's the match, man. Like you think that because I thought that Charlotte and Rhea was the best match at WrestleMania all both nights. Me personally, from beginning to end. I think Bianca and Charlotte could even be better than that. I'm just so. I mean, it might not be, but I'm just saying it has a potential to because Rhea was really good with Charlotte. They have a great chemistry. So that's what I don't want to see that hot shotted, or I don't even want to see it at SummerSlam. I want to see it at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And I need Bianca to get that victory, but we'll see.
I hear you on that. I like that. All right,
we just book Bianca for the rest of the year. Yeah, Book and Black. Yeah, we nice at this.
5 years, 5 times. You know what I'm saying? We doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Who's the best podcast of all time? Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast. We out this bitch.
Peace
All is
out.
love. Everything is wrestling. Peace out.
Yes, sir.